There we go. It looks like I'm live. So I've never done a watch along before, and I kind of need to practice that. And I'm totally tuning into the midterm elections with Styxhexenhammer, Sleazy P Martini, and Razor Fist. I don't know who the fuck Sleazy P Martini is, but Razor Fist and Styx are like my two favorite political commentators, which is so friggin' funny because they're obviously the same person. Anyways, I'm gonna turn their audio on. They might be louder than me. Be wary. I'm gonna turn it on now. Here we go. Boom.
Good philosophy.
Yes.
I guess I'm a little bit behind. So
no, you tell you the truth though. What I am interested in, I'm interested in how some of these border districts do, specifically Texas and Arizona. Yeah. I am watching. I'm watching. Let's see, where is it? I'm watching Arizona, 7th district. That's a really big district there. That's on the border. I'm also watching Texas 28th and the 34th. And I'm really curious to see.
I hope I turned on the Odyssey stream properly, because I'm not actually sure if I did or didn't. I can't see the link.
They're going to go more GOP before, and they'd already had a massive swing as of the last election, and in most cases, I think it was 20 points or so.
Right. So
and I have a feeling they're all going to go Republican.
No doubt about Texas.
I got I mean, I'm just thinking, are these people going to go, we're good on immigration. We got plenty now. Thank you. Can we pump some brakes on this, please?
Way too much.
It's got to be, if anybody would be affected by this issue and be affected, strongly, I got to figure those districts are going to be the first ones to feel it and going to reject it,
and not just border problems, but economic problems as well. We have $100 super chat from Kay Lara. Kingwood, Texas suburban moms are pissed. Long lines at the polls. Red wave incoming. There are never any lines at the polls.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm hearing that from multiple people, especially in certain suburban areas that turnout is absolutely massive. You've got 2+ hour lines in some of these areas, and they tend to have quite a few polling places. So usually it's fairly simplistic.
I don't know what.
And this is suburbia.
I don't know what to say about my suburbia. I go in there this afternoon around 12-ish, 2 people in there. 2 people.
That's sort of how it is in small town.
This game is called Political Victory.
Well, this is a small town.
We're gonna win.
A rather populous suburb of Richmond, Virginia. So I'm like, the hell here, But it usually is that way. Every time I go to vote, it's like that. I was quite disappointed that I wasn't casting a ballot against Abigail Spanberger.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is, actually.
Well, she's a CIA analyst who thought that was actually worthwhile training to become a congresswoman.
That's not good.
So she beat out Dave Pratt of the what is it called? What are they called? The Liberty Caucus, Liberty, whatever it is in the House. They call themselves the Liberty something.
Oh, Liberty Caucus, maybe.
Yeah. They picked him off. They definitely, he caused a lot of problems for them. You could tell up until 2016. So they picked him off. So I'm expecting, honestly,
that doesn't sound like
Abigail
a huge line.
Spanberger to lose badly. So they redistrict her section, and she's going up against a youthful up and coming youthful Latino, Yesli Vega, and she's a policewoman. She doesn't have anything. In fact, I had the feeling a lot of Republicans in a lot of these House races are essentially following this blueprint. Let's throw a ethnic minority at the Democrats and dare them, to call these candidates racist during the run up to the election.
Yeah, no. Instead of doing that, they call them stupid, like with Walker, or a sellout. They insinuate that they're a sellout to their people.
All right.
The Jim Crow Democrat sort of line is very, very strange to me. It's like they use the term people of color, and that's, considered the proper term. And I'm trying to think, how is that different from the antiquated colored people term that was in vogue in like the 70s or the 80s or something? It's exactly the same thing.
I
hate that fucking term POC.
Like person of color is really a longer way of saying colored people.
I jokingly say person of crime personally when they say POC, just to piss them off,
The center of the state, and I've already explained for people who haven't been to Florida. This area from St. Petersburg and Tampa, that area over to Orlando, that particular corridor is the swing part of the state.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's all going red. There's no Democrat wins there at all, and Miami-Dade is going red. Right now, DeSantis is 15 points ahead of Chris, and that's with 2/3 of the votes in.
That's good.
These outlying counties that you see up here, those are all going to go red. And these counties here are marginally swing, but based on what I'm seeing, it's fairly obvious DeSantis and Rubio will win by unexpectedly large margins, by the way, giving us a potential bellwether for what's going to happen tonight. If that holds true, you'd have at least a 2 or 3 point swing in favor of the GOP in the final results.
I found that I couldn't help but find it a little humorous to hear Trump endorsing Rubio.
It would have been funny. It would have been funny if he had a bottle of water at the time and started splashing it around. Just
little Marco.
Old days.
He was so ruthless during the debates, calling him Little Marco over and over again. I guess that's politics, man. Somebody calls you a cocksucker.
It was incredible.
And then
he insinuated that Trump had a small penis. So
did he start that?
Yeah, it was Rubio that started it because he insinuated that Trump had small hands, and the insinuation is he have little hands. Something else is small. And then Trump got up on stage and said, "I guarantee you, there's no problem. I guarantee it." It was the first Republican debate, and then Rubio broke down as well. You remember Chris Christie caused him to have a robotic malfunction as well. At, I think the third debate.
Well, you know how Trump debated this claim was he sent a dick pic to the entire Republican Party simultaneously. Ending all debate.
Stormy Daniels didn't say that he had a small penis, just that it was mushroom shaped and very hairy.
As if dicks aren't inherently mushroom shaped. Like they call it a mushroom stamp for a reason.
I don't know. Some of them like it that way, and some of them like it bent. I don't know.
I think she used the term Yeti pubes.
Yeti pubes. Oh my God. Well, this is the kind of political coverage you'll never find on CNN.
Exactly, and that's why we outcompete them.
Mm-hmm.
Lazy P looks so weird.
Somebody saying Stacey Abrams won Arizona. She's running in Georgia. She has not won because there's only about 40% of the voting in.
I was suspecting a loss for Stacey Abrams, but I actually heard that she was a shrewd political
those states
mind or whatever. I'm like, what?
Well, first of all, Arizona in particular.
That's the danger of being in an echo chamber. I think she's an imbecile, but then you hear other people talk about her, and she's like outmaneuvering her opponents. I'm like, huh? The lady with the tooth gap, the one that says all the dumb shit.
2020. And,
yeah.
Like, okay.
Well, the other thing is she's so well spoken and combative with the media because she was literally part of the legacy. I think they genuinely worry that she's going to mount a successful presidential bid.
Yeah.
And what they're worried is that the first female president will be a MAGA Republican.
Mm-hmm.
It would completely devastate them if that happens.
Well,
she would be a second Trump, except like possibly more hardcore. Carrie Lake is great.
Perfectly clear.
I think that they would fear her far more than they would fear DeSantis.
I
think they're almost as afraid of her as Trump getting back in there.
I would too. To be honest, nothing against DeSantis, but she's just that much sharper when it comes to dealing with the media. He's good. She's better.
Yeah.
And she's got more, she's got more experience doing FaceTime.
She's basically if Trump were female and didn't always go off the rails, only occasionally.
Right.
That's what you would get. And she's from a competitive state. I mean, being from Florida at this point is kind of meaningless because it's obviously a lean red state at this point. But picking up Arizona with a having a successful gubernatorial slot there, I think it would be ultra MAGA, basically.
Well, they know she's going, like I said, she's going to look into the elections, and that, I think, is something they can't afford.
Yeah, they're pulling some bullshit in Maricopa County right now. The big Arizona county that was honked in 2020.
Jonesing for more.
Like all those people that just got kicked off of Twitter. I'm jonesing for more.
Well, did you see? It was terrible news. Whoopi Goldberg, she has left Twitter.
Oh no!
I'm so devastated. I don't know how I can stay on the platform anymore without her wit and wisdom.
I know. I guess you're just gonna have to watch The View.
Oh God, that'd be fine if I believed in watching television.
I know. Who does that anymore? I want to know, man.
Yeah, there's a big ass TV in here, and I'm like, I could mount this and use that as my computer screen. I guess I didn't want to fuck with it though.
I've done that before.
I qualify as a senior citizen, and even I think TV's archaic.
Is he that old?
Unless it's reruns from that, like if it's like Murder She Wrote, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's something you see on Gilligan's Island. I'm wondering, do you like Gilligan's Island?
Oh, of course, old Twilight Zones.
Yeah.
Lost in Space, Batman's, Comet TV, love it. But you can check out Comet TV on streaming. So, who wants to wait around for a specific time? It's like,
honestly, if I was gonna watch TV, it would be like a basic cable on an old '90s TV, just for the aesthetic.
Yeah, I miss
that gentle hissing noise in the background that lets you know that you're at home.
Well, that cathode ray tube, there's something about it. It has a picture that just seems more just brilliant. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just me. Maybe it's just me.
Let me see. I'm getting so many messages right now that Twitter's having problems actually telling me when I have messages because everyone's sending in so many fucking news tips.
Styxhexenhammer is at 499K subscribers on YouTube right now. He might hit 500K during this stream.
Appreciate it as well.
Soviet claiming they've turned off MSNBC in the West Wing per White House staffer. So apparently they're not liking what they're seeing at the moment.
Cope.
Either that or it's Biden's Betty Bye time. He just had his bowel movement of the day, and they need to get him into a nap, and he doesn't like the background noise.
So you're saying they turned off the TV at the White House?
Yeah. Yep. Update. Breaking news. MSNBC is no longer broadcasting in the West Wing at the moment.
You'd think one of his little Quislings would be watching it for him. I don't.
Well, that's I guess the insinuation is that Biden and maybe Kamala were watching the news and they get this. And if MSNBC can't give them enough coping and warm hugs and stuff, then it's over. I have a feeling it's based partially on the results in swing parts of Florida, so Orlando, Tampa, and also Miami-Dade being a swing district is not what they expected or wanted to see.
How many congressional seats are up in Florida? By the way,
well, every House seat is up, I think, and for
of course, right?
Yeah. Do you mean Senate?
Yeah, it's just one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Rubio Demings, and he's handily ahead. The Democrats targeted that one hard too. I think Rubio's out. What's Rubio up by right now? Go to the Senate seat. We'll check this live, everyone. Yeah, the Republicans have netted some more Senate pickups, it seems. Oh, we've got Missouri in. Schmidt is up against Bush. Sounds like two competing beer brands.
Which Bush?
Yeah, and they both suck.
Bush.
Tory Bush?
Yes, Rubio has been declared the winner of the Senate race there. He is 12 points ahead of Val Demings at the moment, and that's with 70% in.
So Rubio kind of sucks, but better him than fucking shit lib.
By a long shot. And also, again, those outstanding counties up here, everyone. Oh, I should probably be actually showing it. Sorry. All of these are going to go red up here in the edge of the panhandle. And these counties down here will probably go red too, which means that you may have more than a double-digit lead for Little Marco. It's we're not. Someone's saying no live stream on Rumble. Are we down on Rumble?
Yeah, I wish my Odyssey stream would
but
work.
there's 7,000 people watching.
Yeah, I tried streaming on
map you're on right now.
Odyssey at the same time, but for some reason it didn't seem to work. I can't seem to, like, I set it up.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's useful.
Streamlabs
It's the
said
only
that it was
useful thing
streaming
CNN
to
done lately.
Odyssey, and I just cannot for the life of me find the link on my channel. I don't know what happened.
Oh, there we go.
I could end this and
So Eric
restart, but I'm
Schmidt
just gonna
is
stick with
leading
YouTube.
in, the
Oh well.
Missouri Senate race. Young is ahead of McDermott in Indiana. Rand Paul, he was obviously going to win. Oh, he is now 20 points up in the current results. South Carolina, Tim Scott has won re-election. That's already been called, and that's with 5% of the vote in. If you're calling the race, it's you know what direction it's going. Walker continues to close the gap with Warnock, but again, that's only with a third of votes. And again, if you know anything about the geography of Georgia, most of these counties are solid red. You're really looking at maybe some of the Atlanta suburbs around here that may be more swing, and that's basically the rest of the state's going to go red. But we're not going to get results same day for Georgia anyway, so what the hell just happened to the map? Oh, okay. I had an oopsie.
So what we missed was just
I favor Maggie Hassan
shenanigans in Arizona and Pennsylvania.
Oh,
It
why are there two of you
sounds
on the,
like defortification was successful though. Like I'm pretty sure we're getting a hardcore red wave.
Okay, I'm gonna
have to leave the steed. There we go. Shit.
Did that
Am
work?
I still there?
Yeah, you're still here.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I was trying to. I accidentally closed out the StreamYard, and then I was like, "Wait a second."
No, it just showed you backstage there. So
now I got to figure out how to get in. Oh, there I am. Okay, I can close.
Yeah, you're already here.
There we go. Yeah,
John,
I knew I was, but I was like, "What the hell? What the hell?"
Okay. Joshua Bartholomew. Biden will need congressional approval to have any more pudding cups after next year. Lol, stay awesome, Sticks and Sleazy. Yes, he has to get the House Republicans to keep him funding his bran muffins. He's not allowed to have pudding cups anymore. They give him ice cream for photo ops, but it's probably like frozen yogurt half the time.
I like frozen yogurt. I think I prefer it actually.
Let me try this again now. As far as getting to the maps, I was using Real Clear Politics, but it doesn't look like they're updating. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Ryan Saavedra is reporting South Carolina U.S. Senate candidate Kirstel Matthews, Democrat, has deleted her Twitter account after losing.
Oh, get fucked.
They're beginning to rage quit. Anna Paulina Luna has flipped Florida 13th. So the red wave continues. Yeah. Oh, CNN earlier, I don't know if you saw this, was telling people to stay off social media and just trust them and their reporting. And I think that's because they don't want a bunch of Democratic voters to kill themselves tonight.
They were giving like advice on how to de-stress and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, hope see dilate. Okay, that's the theme of the night.
Matchups. Surprising amount of them had no polling.
Yeah.
I thought, is that just because of this website? You know, Real Clear
we have no aggregated poll, no accepted poll as far as RCP standards for instance, Palin Peltola. And that's potentially a game-changing race. I mean, it's fucking Sarah Palin, but also you've got the Democrat backed by the Republican counterpart from the other race, Murkowski, along with Liz Cheney. Alaskan politics right now are a total mess. We have one aggregated poll showing a 50-50 between Murkowski and Shabaka from 2 months ago. So we don't know what's going on in Alaska.
I can't help. I mean, hey, that's just me, but I can't help but think that's intentional. I'm just sorry. I see some of these races, they have like 7 or 8 different polls. A lot of them I've never even heard of, you know?
Well, the funny part is some that weren't even particularly close, like Kemp v. Abrams. Everyone knows the aggregate was approaching double digits, but they kept pulling the shit out of it. Same with DeSantis v. Christ in Florida. The only one that they kind of backed off of Abbott, O'Rourke, I guess they didn't want Beto to off himself in despondence. I can't wait to see Texas results for their gubernatorial race. That's what I'm looking forward to most of all, I think, tonight. Really? Because Beto O'Rourke will have lost a presidential contest, a Senate contest, and now a gubernatorial contest.
Triple
3
play
elections in a row.
Triple play of failure.
I'm mainly interested in the Senate, obviously, because that's going to be the toughest house to win. Top of my head, I'm going to say 52-48. which is nothing special because that's basically what the mainstream media kind of is hovering around there.
Yeah. I think it's 52-53.
Apparently, Razorfist is coming on sometime tonight, and he may have other guests.
53.
For the Republicans.
Yeah, I think that it'll be a pickup of 2.5 seats, so either one is equally likely. And I think it'll be 3 gubernatorial seats for the GOP.
So, what is the any progress on Pennsylvania Senate? Fetterman,
no, we don't. I don't think we're not gonna know tonight because they've pushed back the balloting. There's Fetterman suing over certain rejected ballots. So I'm sorry, everyone. We probably will not know what the hell is going on in Pennsylvania.
Well, we were warned. We were warned, weren't we?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We do have some preliminary results, but keep in mind, I mean, these are probably just the early voting totals. So Fetterman up with 84% of the vote.
Yeah, that was just like Hillary. I remember
we're approaching North Korean levels of voting efficiency, by the way, in some parts of the United States.
That was 2016. I watched that happen. Hillary was 80-20, and then I said, "Yeah, well, that's Philadelphia. Wait till the rest of that redneck state finally checks in." Because I've driven through there.
Right now it's Pittsburgh and Philadelphia that are giving, I'm assuming, the early voting totals. So that's about as blue as it's going to get during the race.
That's it. In fact, I'm willing to bet those are the only 2 districts he's going to win.
Oh, no, there are probably the capital.
Yeah, you're right. One more.
The Scranton area and possibly up in Erie, I would say.
In
Erie.
It's
funny. There a lot of the state is actually like total redneckville.
Yeah, I know.
Country. It's the Amish have become more politically active actually over the last few years.
Well, they should because politics is they can ignore politics. You can't ignore the consequences of ignoring politics, and even the Amish have to acknowledge that.
I enjoy politics. Some people find it boring.
I never found it boring, but I do find it maddening and depressing.
Yeah, Beto O'Rourke is ahead of Greg Abbott, but again, these are Dallas results and including early voting. If you're only getting 52% in Dallas and its outlying areas, that's probably not a good thing for Beto O'Rourke. Based on the Florida results, I'm thinking if that carries over into Texas, and I think it will, that Abbott will win by 12 or 13 points. I think he'll easily get into the double-digit margins.
I have no doubt.
By the way, there are so many people asking if it's really you from Guar. Yes, that is actually sleazy, and yes, his hair actually is real. The suit is fake. The hair is, I can attest. It's it's just layers of hairspray all the way since the 1970s.
You don't understand though, Styx. That's an inside joke. See, I have to respond to that myself. The question is, gee, do you really know Guar? And I say, yeah, I know Guar. I'm the fucking manager. Yeah. It's uproarious laughter when Guar fans hear that. They love that. But, to anyone else, it's whatever. So how is I'm curious. JD Vance, Tim Ryan, the Ohio Senate. He was up by 8 in polls. He looks to
the pompadour is great, but it's a little too wide for me. I prefer like the Space Dandy pompadour.
Yeah, well, right now Ryan is up, but again, most of those results are coming in from like the Cleveland area. All of these counties that haven't weighed in at all, those are all going to go red.
Yeah, wait till the Juggalos show up. They'll put JD Vance over the top.
I think that Vance in the end will win. It's not certain, but it's fairly likely. I think New Hampshire is still going to be the big bellwether. Hassan Bolduc. The problem is you've only got 9% of the vote, and Bolduc's way behind. But again, to people who haven't been to New Hampshire, if you look at the Concord area, if you look at some of these counties over here near Hanover, and if you look at the Seacoast region, those tend to be blue. Everything else in the state, you go up north in New Hampshire, it's literally nowheresville. It's 100% fucking Republicans. It's one of the reddest areas in the country. This whole core of the state is red. The southern edge tends to be red unless you're near Nashua or Manchester. I would be surprised if this isn't close to a 50-50 race. The problem is because it's going to be probably so close, we're going to need a lot more votes to come in from a lot more parts of the state before we can use it as a bellwether. By then, we'll have results from half the fucking country. So,
well, Trump came extremely close to taking it in 2016. Remember that.
Lol, video default 144p for potato vision. And apparently some people are having difficulty with the Rumble stream. That is probably because how many people are currently watching us on Rumble? Yeah, there's about 5,800 people watching. So, you know, Rumble doesn't have quite as much processing power as YouTube. So,
yeah,
our apologies.
Yeah. How about an update on Hochul versus Zeldin? New York.
I don't think we have.
I really hope Lee Zeldin win. That's the New York race. If Zeldin wins, that's the Republican. That's gonna be huge.
The more advanced, the more
the TV may not be on for a while in the White House.
You know. However,
hey, Links, bro.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. It seems like the higher the state's working budget, the less they are able to count votes. You know?
Yeah, we don't have anything from New York for some odd reason.
Statist.
Yeah, well,
I mean, Texas is nice and efficient. It's funny. Can't every state just be like the states that actually know how to run an election? Like it's fairly easy. Yeah.
How about Brazil? At least they got their votes done the same day.
By the way, the first surprise of the night is actually that the GOP has flipped Guam of all places.
I know, it was ridiculous. It's like, oh shoot! You know what? I bet you Trump sent him a couple of crates of spam. Those Polynesians, they love spam. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to take a quick break because I've been going for an hour and a half solid now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I went live almost an hour before you came aboard, actually.
Okay,
because there was too much to cover that I had to get through. Things are already getting crazy.
You are going to take a little tinkle.
Yeah, I'm just going to mute and stop my cam. You can continue talking here. Yeah, you carry the show for a few minutes, like 5 or something.
The worst thing about these guys...
What happened, crackheads?
They're really good commentators that keep things going, and it's hard to find like an opening for my own commentary.
I'll go to the lobby.
Like, damn it.
Go to the lobby.
They're good streamers.
Go to the lobby and steal ourselves a vote. No. It's election fortification, folks. Election fortification. That's what we call it here.
Susan,
I'm expecting a lot of election fortification.
Yeah, Susan requires that I say it totally wasn't stolen, you guys. Totally didn't happen. No way. That's conspiracy nonsense. Hillary Clinton is, she already came out and said, Republicans are planning on stealing the vote, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the So yeah, basically, rules for thee, but not for me. 100%.
Senate and governors, that's pretty much in the bag. We'll keep 30 of those or so, but who cares ultimately? The only governor races that really matter are the ones in states where there is election fortification issues. So I'm really interested to see what happens in Arizona. It's a shame that we can't have an answer on that before the show's over, because I can't believe. I think they'll do anything to keep her out of there. She's a real danger. She's a danger immediately, and she's a danger down the road as well. If Trump, whether he wins or loses in 2024, Kari Lake in 2028 is a real danger to them. They just they can't let that happen, and I'm worried that they'll do anything they can. Well, what, Sleazy? Anthrax envelopes dropped off their campaign headquarters.
There's this place in Texas. Whoa. There's this place in Texas called White House, Texas, and from what I understand, during the whole War on Terror era, but right after 9/11, they were sending anthrax to the local post office because they thought, oh, White House, that's where the president is, right? Yeah, White House, Texas, a real city in Texas, where a lot of rich people are. I briefly lived there like forever ago. We're not rich though, so we didn't last long. Anyways, yeah, they sent anthrax, lots of anthrax there. They had extra checks on the local post office and stuff. They were like making sure, hey, Super Rocker, yeah, Texas does have its own White House. own Caucasoid house.
Honestly, and I've had some in-depth arguments with people about this. The idea that we need a third party or multiple parties like Europe. I hate the idea. And the reason why is because third parties have a tendency to bring fringe issues to the forefront, right? For instance, the Green Party, making global warming a big issue. Generally, when you only pull 5 to 10% of the vote, that's all you deserve if you're making fringe issues basically your major part of your platform. However, when two parties are neck and neck, trying to form a, shall we say, a collaboration, whatever you call it.
Okay, he's not that. So I'm just gonna give my own little bit of feedback here on the whole Green Party thing. So a lot of the pushes, I never get to talk about this in my regular gaming streams because it never. Styx is back.
Oh, I'd rather have a no party system.
Go back to the
like
bathroom,
George
Styx.
Washington
I was gonna say something.
And some of the founding fathers originally envisioned, rather than a.
Yeah, his hair is wild, dude. We were talking about his pompadour earlier, Rusty. Also, hey, Rusty.
Just run on your issues, and that's that.
Hey, Sleazy, I'm going to grab the link here, and we're going to try to get V, I think, aboard first.
Okay.
Since he's on European time.
Can you send me that link to the CNN map?
Pick V.
After all, I'm having issues locating that.
Okay, I'll get that for you.
Or am I just not understanding how to work it?
I'll post it in chat, and you can take it from there.
All right.
That's not what I want.
Let's all go to the lobby.
All right, let me get that. Let me get that link, and we'll get V on. Then we'll get Krigler on, I think, and then.
Oh,
for the love of God.
Razor Fist win.
Okay.
So we're getting Adam Krigler, who's like that old Timcast co-host guy who kind of left under weird circumstances.
Need one Democratic seat.
And then I guess we're getting V, the Romanian guy. He's kind of like Sargon's Romanian pet, I've heard. That's the common thing. How's Texas blue? It's just early voting. Yeah, it's going to be red as fuck, dude. All the shit that I've seen, there's no fucking way it's going to end up blue. No possibility. They can't fortify it that hard here, man. Even the local libtards are like tired of the shit lib shit, you know?
The news tips, yes. RSBN projects Governor Ron DeSantis re-elected as governor.
What a surprise. Who could have predicted that?
He leads Chris currently by 14 points.
They were saying that there was a 5-point swing for the Republicans. I think it was RCP was saying that, and a lot of the other pollsters were saying it was going to be a 4-point swing. That's huge. That's really huge.
Let's see.
Yeah,
what was the last?
RCP is pretty accurate, by the way.
Because we got to match that up with the final result and see if there's a differential.
Unfortunately, with the way things are going, East Coast may be all we really have solid results for.
Yeah, and we'll probably have Texas by then too. Yeah, that's a couple points ahead of where DeSantis was in the aggregate. In fact, I think that's exactly 2.5. Which is the expectation if you look at the generic congressional ballot. And that's what I had predicted. I predicted exactly a 2.5 excess of GOP turnout in overall nationally. It won't be the same in every state. Somewhere it'll be more, somewhere it'll be less.
I don't think. See, my thing with California is that I think they've fortified so hard. It doesn't matter how much you turn out as a red voter in California. I just don't think it's a literal possibility. Like, it's too fortified. How the fuck else is Crazy Nancy going to keep winning her elections?
Make me $1 million. I need
no matter what.
I'm gambling averse. About the only gambling that I do is I bought some crypto.
Gambling is cringe. Stay away from gotcha.
Oh, I'm still waiting for the next to ride the next wave up.
Right. Yeah,
that's in order.
You don't lose or win until you cash in. So.
I just wish that I had gotten into crypto a few years earlier, back when it was a lot cheaper. People donated it a lot more often.
Same.
And I'm thinking to myself, damn, I could have bought a house.
And I'm wishing I'd pulled out my Ethereum. I had like 8K that's now worth like 3 or 4K.
And
yeah, those are I think.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom was so fucking fortified, dude. Euphemistically, there's no fucking way they didn't recall him successfully without some shenanigans. Like that shit was
the red counties and districts. I can't
words
believe
that Susan wouldn't want me to say. Fuck Susan.
Most of those outstanding areas though are red. And
I cannot.
And the suburbs around Raleigh, those ones may go red as well.
Yeah, I can't believe that those counties, some of them are this blue. There's that much blue in the state right now.
It's possible. It's not a guaranteed pickup for the GOP. Let me see. What was the final?
Oh, absolutely. North Carolina's been on the cusp for a while, as we know.
Yeah.
They're about to go blue.
Final. Yeah, I'll check the final polling there. Yeah, Bud was up by 6.2 in the aggregate and was widening his lead. So I can't imagine that he will actually lose. It might be that one is closer though.
Really?
You could see it be more blue than expected because of some of those areas that are on the coast.
Yeah, Real Clear's got him 6.2. Calling it lean GOP hold. Shit, but still.
Our RCP tends to be pretty good overall. Everyone spam V on Twitter. I gave him the link.
Let me find V on
Congratulations
Twitter.
to Congressman-elect Corey Mills. Republicans flipped this seat in Florida 7. So there's another pickup for the GOP in the House. The red wave has begun. That is by Scott Pressler, The Persistence. By the way, everyone should really give Scott Pressler a huge amount of credit for some of the work that he's done. He's been targeting like half a dozen different potential House areas, especially in Florida, and I think a couple of them have already flipped.
I forgot V's technically a VTuber now.
So New Hampshire, only 12% in. They must be worried. Any place that's slow to count votes, I always suspect democracy fortification going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. It's a 50-50 sum game in New Hampshire. Ultimately, I think Hassan will win.
You think Hassan will win?
My prediction is that she holds that particular Senate seat. But we'll see.
Well, they got her up by 21 right now. 12% of the vote doesn't matter.
Full results from Concord with more than 50% in. Oh, he's getting about a third of the share in Concord of all places.
Wait a second. Am I looking at do I have to refresh this? What the hell? I'm at 12% in this Real Clear. CNN still.
Yeah, estimated vote in 12. I was looking at just Concord.
Okay.
Yeah, and Manchester, that tends to be reliably blue.
Okay.
Oh, he's holding his own there.
I'm surprised he knows even the districts.
I've been to most of these places, everyone.
Oh, that's why.
By the way, geography people, this is Vermont over here.
Yeah.
Oh,
the easy way to, those two, whenever I had to identify the different states, on an unlabeled map, it was New Hampshire and Vermont. I could never remember who was who until somebody told me, well, Vermont's the V, right? And New Hampshire's the upside, the triangle.
I know where Texas is. I know where California is. I know where Florida is. That's all I need.
Vermont. Or if you're from New Hampshire, you think Vermont's the upside down version of New Hampshire.
Exactly.
We have lots of friendly rivalries in northern New England. And an unfriendly one with Massachusetts, but we'll get past that.
What's wrong with Massachusetts?
They can't drive. People from Massachusetts are used to very wide roads. Unless they're from Boston, then they're used to single lane traffic. Boston is a goddamn hellhole.
Like people from
Vermont's
Tyler,
roads
Texas,
just can't handle Massachusetts people. One thing about it, and this I swear to God that it's true. Vermonters tend to hug the curb whenever you're going around a corner. So you're trying to stay away from the mid lane a little bit to give everyone more clearance, because there are so many roads that are like 1.5 car width. And so sometimes you have to go into the culvert basically to get past them. In Massachusetts, you don't tend to have that, especially urban Massachusetts. And so people from Massachusetts, they hug the center line. And so they cause a disproportionate number of traffic accidents.
You hear that?
It's absolutely true.
Stay out of our fucking state.
Yeah. We won't go and clutter up Boston with our hippie trippy bullshit. But please don't hug the center line when you come to Vermont. It's very dangerous, especially center south Rutland, and there's the highway interchange in Burlington.
Are you sure? Huge number of deaths. Are you sure these are Massachusetts people causing these issues?
Well, I mean, I can see their license plates from a mile away.
Yeah, I guess so.
Vermonters tend to be very cautious drivers. New Hampshire's fine. Maine's fine. New Yorkers and people from Massachusetts, not so much.
Maybe it's just the more likelihood of doing a lot of urban, urban
By the way,
urban
more
commutes.
Results.
People who do a lot of urban commutes get aggressive, I would say.
We've got more results from Texas, and Abbott is pulling ahead now. You got to keep in mind that other than some of these big cities, everything else in Texas is red. What's really going to be interesting is down here in the Rio Grande Valley.
I think it's going to go red.
And we've got V aboard. We're going to add him to the stream.
There he is.
Oh, excellent.
Kick him.
Hello, V.
Styx. Thanks for having me.
Yay. Yeah, he's got his animated V.
So I'm interested in two people tonight. I want to see what happens with Mr. Fetterman.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting story. And Mrs. Carrie Lake.
Well, we probably won't have any clue what's going on in Pennsylvania with Fetterman tonight. We're going to have very preliminary sort of results there. We might know about Arizona.
I mean, is Carrie Lake the lady which on live television, I believe it was a national show, said that she's not going to read any of it because it's all lies, and then she quit?
I'm not sure, actually.
He did say,
she's the one that spars with
the
journalists of the legacy media, but she literally worked as a legacy media journal for like 20 years, and so she runs rings around them. And
she's much better at it than Trump. Trump has a tendency to, Trump is really smart, but he talks like he's talking to 4-year-olds. That's the way Trump communicates to people. Very, very bad. Really, really big. Carrie Lake actually has, some chops when it comes to getting in front of a camera and running her mouth, because she was a newswoman. So,
Yeah. Did you see the ad Obama had?
No.
So he goes under the table in his house, and there's this guy sitting under his table with an iPhone. And Obama talks to him like a child and says, you need to go out. You need to go vote. I mean, it's fine to hide, but like now it's time to go vote. And it really looked like what the left is about. Like the guy was so immature, like dressed like a modern corporate guy, with a shirt and an iPhone, an iPro Max. And Obama is talking to him like a father. It's like, you need to go because women's rights issues. Because abortion, like we need to codify Roe v. Wade. You need to get out from under the table. I can give you a link to that if you want.
Well, that's what the Democrats are trafficking right now, is their message, which is hysterical fear.
Exactly. That's their platform is basically, you should be afraid of the other guys.
Here we go.
Orange man bad, which is like, fucking what decade is it? Jesus. And abortion. Also, that was another thing that I wanted to analyze, which was that when they talk about abortion being a big issue, and I mean, it's a middling issue as far as importance, but there are a lot of Americans that care about it. They don't even bother to explain to people that some of those people that really care about abortion want it banned nationally. And the reason that they care about it is because they're far right. It's not quite as big a number as the number of people that want like Northam abortion, but it's comparable. It's still in the double-digit range, and they don't even take that into consideration.
Well,
that'll be some of the turnout that we see tonight.
Well, everything is described in absolutes, right?
Yeah.
So basically, they're talking about they're gonna take away the gay right to get married. It's like, where? How are you gonna pull that off? You're gonna actually, in this day and age, pass a law to ban gay marriage? Okay.
I don't think the Democrats understand that there are plenty of right-leaning independents like myself. If they were to target gay marriage, I would be absolutely against the Republicans. I'd be tempted to vote for the Democrats if they tried that.
I am sure based on, if you did any kind of polls, that's a death knell for your campaign the moment you brought it up or even introduced that in legislature.
Things are tightening, by the way, in Georgia between Warnock and Walker. With 43% of the vote in, Warnock leads now by only 5 points, 5.5 points. I would point out that most of those outlying areas with no results, those will be going red. It's definitely going to be a tight race.
Where did it start out at?
I'm rooting for
Warnock was way ahead, but that's because Atlanta came in first.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So V, I wanted to get this. What do you predict for the night? First, GOP House pickups. number of Senate pickups, number of gubernatorial pickups. I think it's inevitable now that they take both chambers of Congress and take several gubernatorial seats. What's your over-under?
Well, I'm just looking at the two people that I mentioned. I don't know the entire politics of the United States because I'm from Romania. But what I do notice is that the press is very aware that we're not going to get all the results tonight.
Yeah.
They say that we can wait for weeks. Now, I'm unaware of any other country where this happens.
So that doesn't happen in the gypsy elections?
It's a fortification
we
thing.
just have to show ID when we vote. Apparently, the communists had this system in place, and it's very racist. You know, like when you went and you showed the QR code to your waiter during the pandemic, we do that when we vote. And we vote on a piece of paper. Like, it's not, like a machine or something electronic. And the only exception is if you're disabled or if you're in the military. They send an armored truck with 4 guys that carry a big metal box with a slide and many locks, and you put the stamp on the piece of paper, and then you put the paper in that box. And those guys are from the government; they're not from the postal office.
I have a proposal to make. Okay, this is the way I would like to see American voting operate like this. First of all, you don't need any software. All you need is the optical scanners that you run the ballots through. I think that basically the vote totals should be visually viewable. I mean, viewable real time. There's no reason why that old man who slips your ballot right into the optical scanner. There's no reason why a number isn't being recorded isn't being released. By the precinct immediately. And that number being passed on right on up to the state and the national level, and the media should have it as well. It should be real time. There's no reason why it couldn't be. And there's no need for software. It's just a machine that counts, 1 for Biden, 2 for Trump, 1 for Biden, 2 for Trump, until the election's over.
In certain states it'd be 1 for Trump and 15 for Biden.
Well, whatever.
We have a $50 super chat from Brian Stevens saying clank clank. By the way, everyone, I do apologize if I don't get to your super chat, but there are 14,000 people watching on YouTube, thousands on Rumble, and we're having a conversation with a guest, plus going through all of the political maps and shit. So it's a little bit on the chaotic side.
Yeah, people like Steve Bannon have done a really good job of defortifying the election with his efforts that I'm not sure I can describe very well, with Susan being a cunt. So I don't think there's going to be as much election theft. There totally wasn't in 2020, though. Oh yeah, it's totally going to be insecure, unlike 2020, which was the most secure election ever. Honk honk, laugh track.
It's so sad that we're not allowed to talk frankly about what's happening in certain parts of the United
States. I think we are. Right, I think we are talking very frankly about things.
Yes, but to have to use language creoles, it's like usually language creoles prop up when there's persecution going on.
It actually makes it fun. You feel like you're in a little club, and you're talking about some.
Yeah, just look at 4chan with basketball Americans as a term.
It's so you can make fun of people in your high school class without them knowing it. That's what it's like.
And V, what time is what time is it there, V? It's you're
3:30 a.m.
Oh, you poor dude.
Yeah, but I have a question. If Fetterman wins, do you think he will be able to vote properly?
That's I actually talked about that the other day, which is that because of his verbal problems, yay and nay sound rather similar now, don't they? If they do a verbal vote in the Senate, there could be a problem.
So
go ahead.
There was this article, I believe MSNBC, who said that disabled people have a right to vote, and people shouldn't mock Fetterman for his disabilities.
They've been posting that for the better part of a goddamn week, and they're pissing so many people off by doing that. By insinuating that John Fetterman speaks for everyone who has any form of disability, whether physical or mental.
Well,
at least not going over so well.
At least they're admitting he is disabled. So we're making progress here.
Oh, well, they can't cover it up. Like, initially, they didn't want to. They had a doctor, which is still not fired, for saying that apparently, like, the man is 100% fit to run.
What the hell's the growth?
All he has
on
is
his neck?
aphasia. That's it. No long-term damage. He'll be fine.
I'm curious, like, if you get all those journalists and you put them in a plane, and you get a pilot that suffers from the same disability as Mr. Fetterman, if the journalist would be happy to fly with that particular airline. Because apparently that person is fit enough to lead a country. Like, surely they can also be fit enough to fly a plane, right?
Well, I mean, a mentally damaged person is the president, so...
yeah, exactly.
I guess there is a precedent.
That's where I was going, is that this basically lays precedence to keep Biden in, even if he fails, he gets 25th Amendmented.
Yeah, imagine Fetterman.
Oh, are you going to pick on handicapped old people as well?
Imagine that Fetterman's in there. Joe Biden will look sane by comparison. He'll have fewer gaffes. They'll probably trot Fetterman out every day to deliver like a State of the Union of that day of the week, just to make Biden look better.
Oh, God.
Maybe this is his insurance policy against getting fired.
These people are very clever. This might have been the plan all along. Oh my God, how are we going to cover up Biden's senility? I know. We'll put in a brain-damaged Frankenstein in the Senate.
Fetterman 2024, yeah. I promise that I won't press the little red button unless I suddenly get aphasia and forget which color is which.
How about this? Where is this all going? I think Kamala Harris will be dropped, and then they'll put Fetterman in as the new running mate.
Which will be running, Fetterman or the growth on his neck that may be sentient?
Well, it's like, we dare you to impeach Biden now. We've got Frankenstein behind him waiting.
Isn't writing legislation also part of the job? I mean, maybe he can write some new codes of law.
No. See, what happens is these guys all
staffers do that.
Yeah, they have handlers come in. In fact, some of them don't even know what's going to be put in front of them next.
Yeah, I mean, imagine we've got to pass it before you can read it, like with the ACA or something. People in Congress typically have a limited role in actually crafting legislation these days. But I mean, the bigger problem is that Fetterman won't even be able to understand what he reads for very simple bills. He has aphasia, so it's going to be a problem.
They don't even read the bills.
I think the Oracle predicted that Mehmet Oz would win that seat, though. I literally just used a random number generator and to take some guesses. Because for that race, it's so close to 50-50. Mehmet Oz is a little bit ahead, and there's higher GOP turnout. But then you have honkening going on. We'll just use that particular term for the YouTube stream purposes. So, I mean, I have no clue what's going to happen in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm. There was another lady that I wanted to watch, but I don't know if she actually managed to win. Apparently, she has an OnlyFans. And there are pictures where you can see her womanhood, which she is very proud of. And she basically says that sex work is real work, so she wants to run as a Democrat.
Holy shit.
Oh, interesting. I know Rachel Dolezal has an OnlyFans now, which shocked the world.
But there was also that twerking lady, which, by the way, very talented, twerked upside down.
Well, they were claiming that Lauren Boebert was an escort and fucked Ted Cruz at one point. And it's funny because the real scandalous stuff is all coming from the Democratic Party, but they tried to make that into a fake scandal too. They're very sex positive among liberals.
Looks like it's Martha Bueno in Miami-Dade who did the OnlyFans. That's pretty funny.
Basically unopposed. I mean, she's in a far blue district.
That's hard to believe. She couldn't get primaried. I guess not. I would think that somebody, all you got to do is come up with a Republican candidate who has more victim check marks, and then probably could beat her. It's like, let's get a person of color, lesbian.
She's a libertarian,
pansexual.
I don't think it works like that.
Handicapped
one.
And then.
By the way, not to interrupt, but we do have breaking news. Kemp has overtaken Stacey Abrams in the gubernatorial race in Georgia, with most of those outstanding counties are solid red. So.
Oh no! This is a red mirage, according to the media. This is part of the red mirage.
Abbott has now supplanted O'Rourke, and other than Houston and Lubbock, most of the blue parts of the state have already been accounted for, at least in part. So Abbott will be reelected. So we're 3 for 3 as far as those supposedly close gubernatorial races on clank.
Did you know that Stacey Abrams appeared in Star Trek?
Yeah, she appeared as the president of the Galactic Federation or something.
This was after
president of the Earth.
I don't think she actually has
right.
her vagina
this was
pics
after
out
her
there, though.
political
I'm
career.
looking.
She was well into it, correct? It wasn't like, something she did long ago.
They knew that she was going to lose over a month ago. I analyzed an article. They did a Cope post. I think it was on Slate. And they said, well, even if Stacey Abrams doesn't win, because they know that she's not going to win. They looked at the fucking polls. She's done so many other things. She's a leading BLM activist, a leading voice for people of color, and she's written several books.
Jesus, man.
But she's never managed to win for political office, is basically the Cope.
Yeah, she's a lefty, so-called libertarian. Ugh, gross. She's going to lose hard.
Well, yeah, true.
I remember when they got Bill Clinton and Star. Oh, wait, that never happened.
You should have shown
Well, the Tribbles, I guess those are political too now with Tribble Social. The Occupy Dems page, which, by the way, I got a tip off earlier that some people apparently had a glitch where they were seeing other people's DMs. To give you an expectation of how well run that fucking site is. And keep in mind, for years they were rambling about Gab having issues.
Which site?
By the way, did you see the journalist at the blue check marks going to Mastodon and getting a very warm welcome by the denizens of that particular website?
Yeah, watching them try to flee like rats is great.
You guys hear about that?
Like, imagine blue check marks on 4chan and dial that to 11.
Yeah.
Right? And they, were so innocent. I can't show you on YouTube because, it's problematic, as they would say. But they were received very well, especially Taylor Lorenz. I mean, she had a lot of people that wanted to talk to her.
Oh, God. Yeah, when journos go on to 4chan, maybe they get radicalized. I'm just imagining. I'm imagining somebody like Taylor Lorenz. They go to 4chan. They okay, I'm going to spend a week using politically incorrect, and I'm going to get a big scoop about hate speech on the platform. By the end of the week, when they show up back to work, they've got a Nazi uniform on or something.
Unironically, there was a feminist who made a documentary about men. And at the she wanted to make infiltrate the big town, the MRA communities, and just write nasty stuff. And by the end of the documentary, she became an MRA. So that can happen theoretically. You can't get radicalized from joining a different group.
Many such cases. Now, V, I'm gonna kick you.
Kick
because
me.
I got to get Krigler on. Any final thoughts though?
I still want Fetterman to win just for the lulz. I'm really curious. What
holy
would
fuck,
happen.
dude!
I want to see the.
We're trying to save a country here. Okay? I'm not interested in lulz anymore. I know it's funny over there in Romania to watch us, but
watch
right
us
now
suffer.
we're trying not to fucking kill ourselves. So if you don't mind.
But Bucharest would get the bomb too if something pops off with Russia. So
go to your nearest Catholic church, pray your ass off that Frankenstein doesn't win, if you don't mind, and no lulz, please.
Otherwise, the Black Sea will glow in the dark. Take care, V.
Sorry, I went off there for a second.
Yeah, kick me.
Oh, he left before I got a chance to kick him.
Ah,
damn! There goes that meme. All right, yes. I'm gonna send the link to Adam Krigler here.
Okay. I am wondering though, what's going on with Connecticut? The Senate race I was interested in because you have Richard Blumenthal against Lenora Levy, and it's such a lopsided contest.
Well, it's Connecticut. I mean,
I
think Blumenthal was up by double digits, so that's not exactly a surprise.
Yes, but she's a Jewish lady, so
yeah.
I'm thinking, that was obviously part of the strategy there. I dare you to call us racist, you anti-Semite.
Many such cases. We'll show people the map. So as people can see, yes, indeed, Greg Abbott has pulled ahead here. Virtually all of the outstanding counties here are deep red, by the way. There aren't actually that many blue places in Texas outside of the cities, and you've already got all the results from Dallas and Austin.
Possibly 12.
Those are the big holdovers. Oh,
could be wrong, though.
Literally updated a little bit more. Mike Rendell, Classic Trek Red Shirt Consolation Prizes. And Adam, I don't know if you can hear me, but I'll get you aboard in just a minute. We've got a few other things here. Sununu has been declared the winner of the gubernatorial contest in New Hampshire. No surprise there. And down in Georgia, Kemp extending his lead over Abrams, now more than 5 points ahead. He will be reelected. Just to be clear again, with all the outlying Atlanta places more or less accounted for, that's basically game, set, and match. Let's bring Adam Krigler aboard.
What's going on, everybody?
Not much, just a red wave.
Oh, yeah, I see it. I've been watching. It feels good. The blood moon's real.
Exactly.
What's happening? Thanks for bringing me on, Styx. Nice to officially meet you.
Yeah.
You guys heard about the whole blood moon thing, right?
And we've got Sleazy, of course, as co-host. Have you ever
Hello,
heard of
Mr. Krigler. How's Tim Pool doing?
I have no idea. We haven't spoken in probably a year and a half. I don't know. We don't speak anymore. I love the hairdo though.
I don't even know the backstory about that myself.
That was sarcasm, just so you know.
Oh yeah, I figured as much.
Okay.
It was a subtle dig, but truth, I guess, not towards you, obviously, but yeah. I've given up on not caring about keeping anything secret. I actually revealed a lot of information on my stream earlier tonight about that. See, a lot of people want to know why I was fired from the Timcast show, and I mean, I revealed some juicy information on my stream, and I think I might continue because it felt good to kind of get it off my chest because I've been protecting him for no reason, and I have no reason to. So,
what?
Yep, might as well.
I've got to officially declare myself a neutral party in this because I don't know anything about it, and I actually do like Tim Pool's material. I have a standing invitation.
He's great at his job.
So.
He really is. He takes 5
minutes
of subject matter and he makes it 25 minutes long. Better than anyone I've ever heard.
That's true.
Every freaking time. Make sure you get them 3 commercial spots in.
Man, but you know his grift well. Sleazy.
Maybe I don't know.
So Adam, predictions for tonight. What do you give as the over and under for the House, Senate, and gubernatorial slots? And also any expectations out of 50-50 Pennsylvania, because nobody has any clue, and I don't think that the Pennsylvanians will have a clue for a week to go. So
yeah, well, they said till November 14th they're not going to finish counting. So overall, I think the red wave is real. I think people have been waking up to the craziness of the Democrats over the past, since Joe took office, essentially. So I think it's going to be a pretty big shift. I think Obama lost 38 seats in 2010, right?
I would expect more this time.
Trump lost 20. I don't remember exactly how many he lost in 2018, but I think that we're going to see somewhere in between there. You know, not as bad as Obama, which is surprising.
Maybe with
actually,
hunketing,
because I feel like Biden has done a significantly worse job than.
So you think it'll be in the House? It'll be in the 30s?
Yeah, maybe like 20, like a shift of 20 seats.
Because I've got it at 40 to 45 in my expectation.
Really? Well, you definitely, are way more involved. I haven't been paying.
You're a pessimist. You see the glass as 1/3 full.
No. I don't focus. I've been kind of taking a step away from politics. Not away, but just a few steps back more, because I realized, to really fully grasp politics as a whole, you have to study history. You have to know who everybody is, and it's a lot of work. And I really like science. I like talking about space stuff, and so I've kind of geared my show to, I talk a little bit about politics, kind of like the pressing stuff that's happening.
I'm right there with you, man. It's tough to talk politics all the time because
yeah. So I don't know. I'm. I know that you're much more versed in this instance, so I know you're pretty on point with it. So I hope you're right. I want you to be right.
So you give 20s or 30 or so in the House. What about pickups in the Senate and for the governor's slots? Because we've already had several gubernatorial slots called now.
Which ones have been called? I've been, because I did my show and then I went and had some food and I joined you.
We have DeSantis in Florida, among others, and Abbott is now leading in Texas, and Kemp is handily ahead in Georgia. And those are 3 big predictions that I made. That those would all
if
hold,
Dirt Eating
so.
Moron Beta O
DeSantis
Retard
doesn't
managed
surprise
to
me at
win
all.
in Texas,
Yeah,
that would be
in the
just
slightest.
utterly
I mean, Chris
insane.
was I
God,
don't even
thankfully
know what
it's not
he was.
possible.
He was just he's one of those. I'm not my opponent. He's one of those guys. I'm not him. And it's
Well,
like,
he's a former Republican too.
true, and those are the worst.
Yeah.
The formers. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my camera. I can't figure that out. I'm trying to.
Some quick commentary on Adam
Refresh my
Krigler. I was a
memory,
big follower of his after he left
what
like
is your
the
final
Timcast
count,
thing because he
Al,
seemed all
final
based and
count?
red pilled and everything, or red pilled.
In
But
the
he
there'll
said
be a
something
net of
like
40
it's
to
beta
45 in the
to
House.
say
Like,
that
final
Biden
numbers,
isn't your
where are they?
president because people had said that about Trump or whatever. But like,
No, but what's the count?
I immediately cut him off after that. Like I stopped watching his stuff entirely because I thought, no, not after the honking.
But I think
You can
you'll
say
have
that
52
and
to
it'd be valid
53
this
at the end of the
time.
night.
That's what I'm thinking.
Some people are thinking
So I
55
like
or
Adam.
something, but I mean,
But that was a
I
slap
can't
to the
really bet
face.
on either Arizona, where we see some problems, in Maricopa County, perhaps.
Yeah, I
And
just
certainly Pennsylvania, I think will be fortified.
I couldn't buy
Did you
into
guys,
the
did you guys
tsunami.
hear about the barns?
Well, I
The
mean, in
barns that were
House,
set
it's
on
still- if
fire
you get
in the 2020
even
elections at
35, you'll be
Maricopa
pretty
County.
close to that.
They had like
Yeah,
barns
well,
where the votes were held,
yeah,
and they set them
but I
on
mean,
fire
you
and
know,
shit. There were
considering
so
how
many
they were
things that
already
prevented them from
solved
counting the votes
in
properly. It was insane.
the election.
Like we know that
What I
shit
wanna
was
see is a lot of
honkened.
pickups on those ones that were
Euphemistically.
called toss-ups and or lean blue,
Mhm.
And then I'll say to myself, oh, okay,
egregious.
there is a ground shift politically going on in this country. But I'm worried that there's just way too much fortification.
I said honkening, and my stream
uh,
seemed to.
That's the safe word, right? Fortification.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We're
yeah.
not. We have to use a language.
Democracy.
Creole
You got to put democracy in front of it.
Good old
Trust
YouTube
me, I
stuff.
know. I don't know if you're aware. I have 9 strikes on my YouTube channel.
Oh,
And,
jeez.
yeah, I 5
Wonder
of
if I'll
them
get
are
one
for,
tonight.
misinformation.
Have you
Election misinformation.
Have you managed to stretch them out so that you haven't gotten your channel banned completely?
Yes.
You're
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
I'm not
yeah,
that good.
I got banned off of Twitch a couple of months ago for being a harmful misinformation actor.
Bring
I
in
remember
bring in
that.
the truth. They don't like that. That's
Well,
harmful.
here's the thing I can't fundamentally figure out about this is what is the difference between disinformation and opinion?
Whether they like it or not.
I know.
Yeah.
We know that. We know that. But I am trying to ask them as if they were in the room. I can't understand how you can differentiate between disinformation and opinion. If I say the earth is flat, I can stay on YouTube all goddamn year 24/7, right? But if I say something else they don't like, how is that? I don't understand the difference. Opinion.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
disinformation.
there's plenty of disinformation. They claim that Santa Claus isn't real, and I'm like, well, then who ate the fucking cookies at night? We've got a $50 super chat from George the Giant Slayer.
George!
Yes. All hail Styx. Sarah Huckabee just won, clanking away. What do you think of Oz winning? Love your analysis. All hail Skeezy and my good friend Adam Krigler. Again, it is a 50-50 shot with the Pennsylvania race. I literally flipped a coin, like with a random number generator. It claims that Mehmet Oz will carry it, but I didn't want to make an official, serious prediction at all, simply because I don't know whether there'll be enough fortification there.
Oz is going to win the vote. I don't know if he's going to win the election.
Right.
And apparently we've got double the number of people watching on Rumble as Dave Rubin has at the moment.
Nice.
Well, we already know that Pennsylvania is a state that really loves to fortify democracy. So, judging
They're
on
great
what happened
lovers of the Republic.
2020 and 2016, I think, unfortunately, that Frankenstein has a really good shot of closing the gap at the last second.
I'm going to blame
Yeah.
V for that. I heard what he said. I heard that.
Disrespecting our election policies.
He just wants it to continue burning. That's what that is.
He wants the Romanian communists to take over here. Oh no.
Well,
Yeah,
the
he thinks
communists
it's all-
will have
he-
their way if they want.
lulls while we go down, we go to hell.
By the way, DeSantis is approaching a 20-point gap over Christ
Wow.
at this moment, with several of the outstanding counties that still have counting to go on leaning red. So
it's a blowout.
that's a monumental goddamn loss. Chris's career is now over. And in Texas,
Good.
you've Abbott is over O'Rourke now, approaching 6 points.
Good. Yeah,
So,
because
at least in the gubernatorial sense, the Republicans are kicking ass right now.
Yeah, I tuned in earlier and I saw people in chat saying Beto won Texas, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
That doesn't.
Beto's
well, I mean,
gonna win
right now
hard.
Kelly is ahead in Kansas, but I think that's probably off the table.
Yeah.
See, Trump
Yeah,
is he was after the presidency for a
worried
triple
about
play.
Arizona
He's
as
rich,
well,
he's
'cause they
famous,
are
and then he got to be
afraid
president.
of Carrie Lake.
Beta is going
Yeah,
for the
she does
opposite.
not
He's going to
fall
try to
in line.
lose the presidency bid. He's going to lose his governor bid, and he's losing his Senate bid. Triple play of failure.
True.
Yeah, they're terrified of.
I'm surprised we don't have jack shit right now from New York.
That's a good point.
That's
They're
a lot of.
they're probably trying to keep it on the low because you
Yeah.
know. Do you see what CNN said? I just saw a clip. They're saying like everyone's trying to figure out what's going on, and they're going online to see, you know, from people like you, Styx, and others, and they're like, "Don't do that. Trust us."
Yeah.
This
Stay
is
tuned to
CNN.
the boob tube.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I trust you, CNN. Sure.
I can't find anything out about Connecticut's Senate race. I was really interested because it's such a lopsided contest. So I wanted to see if, to me, that would be bellwether. If she closed the gap and made that competitive, it would tell you, you know, that there is a shift in a point of view. But he was favored by up to 15%, you know. So Blumenthal being a whatever you call him. What do you know? He's a career politician. In other words, you know.
Beto forsook the luck of the Irish.
Also, Adam, did you hear that Guam has flipped?
Yeah. First time in 30 years.
First House delegate election in Guam since 1993.
Now, give me a civics lesson there, Styx. He's not allowed to vote in actual
it's a non-voting territorial position, but the fact that it flipped anyway is fairly significant. Guam's just a little island. It's basically a military base with a largely Asian population and tends to lean quite left.
So what is that representative's responsibility?
Literally just giving opinions and overseeing it.
Overseeing what? The opinion?
Just sort of being a monitor. It's sort of like with DC's positions.
I see.
By the way, we've got several other big super chats here. Another from George the Giant Slayer.
George!
Styx, Styx, what did you think of Trump telling DeSantis and sending the GOP rhinos a message to stay out of 2024, saying he knew a lot of dirt just as much as Ron's wife? I did not hear that particular one. I think that the feud between the two of them is being astroturfed, and Trump is amusing himself because I don't think that DeSantis will actually run. And from Fox Chase Racing, sending $200, by the way. Thank you. Making a sleazy P martini and saying Krigler with a hard R at the same time.
Mike Krigger.
Nice.
What's up, Mike Krigger?
Yeah, Sleazy's got to get his booze out. He's got to get loaded.
Yeah. Now you mention it. Holy crap.
All my friends called me Krigler.
Krigler?
Krigler. Or Krigger.
I got the C-Pass, all right?
Depending how close you are.
Clankler at the moment.
That's funny. Cheers. I'm gonna have a little whiskey as well. Because why not? I got my MAGA hat on. I haven't worn this thing in a long time.
I've got my drug of choice right here.
What is that?
Energy drink. No, energy drink, of course.
All right.
I'm dipping into my supply. And apparently Walker has taken the lead in the count in Georgia. Let me fact check that live.
That's Herschel Walker, the Republican guy.
The gubernatorial map.
In Georgia.
Yeah, it's being reported that Walker has pulled ahead of it. Yes, Walker is now slightly ahead of Warnock with 55% reporting in the state of Georgia.
Ooh, I hope he wins.
So that race is going to be very close. We
huge.
probably won't even be able to call it tonight, I would think.
What do you think is going to be called tonight?
I think that most of the races east of the Missouri will be done. But I mean, I guess it's iffy on whether we'll get anything from New York. Georgia will be too close to call, and Pennsylvania, nobody's going to know what's happening until a week from now, I guess. You're more likely to get at least a preliminary estimate from Arizona than from Pennsylvania, actually, at this point.
All right. I'm sounding like a broken fucking, record or something now, but I am searching and searching to find just anything coming in from Connecticut, and there's not one Senate race. Are you getting anything? Can you find anything?
With Blumenthal Levy?
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah, but there's only 1% of the vote in. Blumenthal has about 60% of the vote.
And you're at the CNN map, right?
Yeah.
I can't. Why is it? I'm clicking on it, and I'm not getting in there.
Does it show?
Oh, here we go.
Or? Yeah. I'd be surprised if Connecticut didn't go blue though for that.
This basically challenged me to like.
Oh, Adam, did you get a chance to see the epic
Discord
clanking on the Young Turks stream earlier, or Jenk's
midterm
meltdown?
No, tell me about it.
Oh boy.
There was a power outage.
And just think that's the most coherent that he'll probably be tonight.
There was a power outage in the Young Turds area. So
why would he subject himself to a night like this?
He was whining about the local Democrat
politicians.
I
think he was hoping the LA's power outage would continue.
Yeah. I don't want to work today.
It's part of the job. No one will ever forget the way the way 2016 went down for him.
Well, tell me what happened though. What happened on his stream?
What happened?
Do you mean today or in 2016?
Oh no, today. You said, did you catch his stream earlier?
Yeah, his stream basically was just him bellowing incoherently, and he was literally changing color and sweating all over himself, rambling about how the Democrats were out of touch on crime and stuff, and that's why there's not going to be a blue tsunami because you people are losers.
Wow,
it
great
was
way
great.
to talk to your base.
He has great breakdowns. You gotta say it is compelling watching, to see him and Anna Kasparian go on some sort of, I'm better than you diatribe. No one will ever forget that, man.
Yeah, I'm sick of those people.
It'd be funny to get one of them aboard a live stream sometime.
Oh, I wasn't attacking anyone, Lynx, bro. I was saying Beta Retard forsook his Irishness to pretend to be Hispanic to try to garner some Hispanic votes. And, that's why he gets to be so unlucky because he rejected his Irishness and pretended to be Hispanic.
That's what every real hard-hitting journalist would bring
horse
up.
Cocks? Why? What's your obsession with horse cocks there, Yank?
Yeah, Jank. Why you like horse cocks so much?
Are there any other animals you prefer? Do you just go to the horses because they're more common, they're more obtainable?
Who's the other guy who likes horse cocks?
They're more,
Vouch.
You can
Vouch.
reach a horse easier.
Because there's
ask him about if eating, like, if he took a chunk of like cow meat or something, like a steak or something, and screwed it. Masturbated into the steak, if it would be bestiality and necrophilia at the same time.
Oh God, would it be?
You know what I would drop on him, right? I'd be like, how Trump really got his empire started, right? Well, you see, his great grandfather, back when he first came to the States, he was making food for the miners, and well, it froze. The only way to eat was to cook horse burgers. So the Trump empire was built on cooking horses for the miners. This is actually real. This is a true story.
It is?
And yeah. And
what the fuck?
And he'd probably like, why are you telling me this? What is this? What? Like, yeah, the specialty, and of course I'm making this part up. The specialty was the horse cocks. They would fry it up with a special sauce.
What?
Put yogurt on it. No.
Serve it with pickles like a bratwurst.
I can't tell if that part's a joke or not.
It's tasty. Have you ever tried it?
He probably has.
By the way, the South Dakota Senate seat has been called for Thune, but that's not really competitive.
I did, by the way, find that Connecticut Senate race. I'm sorry. I don't know why, but I'm finding the CNN getting around on the map very cumbersome for some reason.
Virginia District 10 called as a Dem hold.
Holy shit. The guy that John Thune was competing with on the Democrat side was Brian Bangs.
And here,
presumably he was one of the Bangs brothers.
I think Bud has pulled ahead in North Carolina, by the way. Let me check that.
It's interesting you're using CNN. You find that that's accurate to use?
I don't trust any of their reporting, but it's, up to date, generally speaking. Yes, Bud has pulled ahead slightly of Beasley for the North Carolina Senate. That would have been a big pickup for the Dems.
Yeah, would have. Fuck, I'm so worried about North Carolina's about to go blue any minute.
Yeah, no, I think it'll stay red. Warnock has pulled back ahead of Walker again in Georgia, however. Again, though, most of those outstanding counties are deep Republican territory. So, Adam, I got to get the next guest aboard. Any final thoughts?
Razor fist.
I'm enjoying this red wave, and thanks for having me on. I really want to reconnect and interview over on my channel.
Excellent, yeah.
And I saw that you posted in the description. Definitely go check me out. Although I have been streaming more on Rumble than on YouTube because I can talk about the fortification process a little more in detail. So it really does feel really nice to be able to do that. And thank you for having me on. Yeah, it's been great.
Yes. Peace out.
All right. See you guys.
Razor fist. Razor fist.
All right, everyone. That was Adam Krigler. And yes, as he pointed out, there are links in the description to his sites, YouTube, and also his Twitter page. And so you can go and check him out there. He's also on Rumble, which I don't think that I knew, actually. We've got new results from Texas. Abbott pulling ahead further of O'Rourke. He's now about 7 points ahead. Again, most of those outstanding areas will
I am expecting an 8 to 12 point lead.
Kemp is 3 points ahead of Abrams right now. So again, he will retain his gubernatorial seat there.
You fucked Abrams. Yeah.
So far, it's kind of mixed results, but the House, I think, quite a few seats have already flipped in favor of the Republicans.
Okay. Seriously, he didn't mention who the next guest is going to be.
Of Spanberger. She's district. What is it? 7?
That red
in Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah, she's district 7th.
Vega is ahead of Spanberger with 99% of the vote in. Yeah, it's
nice.
Sorry,
it's
I
almost
lost my impartiality there for a moment. Go ahead.
Yeah, with 99% of the vote in, Vega leads Spanberger by almost 3 points.
Excellent.
Wow.
So unless you get some last minute shenanigans going on,
this is
that a pickup? So that's a pickup for the Republicans.
It is. What happened was
a good flip.
Because I remember this very well. 2020, people were obviously going down ballot voting because I thought that Trump did well here. But anyways, Spanberger's opponent, classic fortification, vote fortification going on, or democracy fortification. He was up by 10% with 50% of the vote in. And, it was your classic, suddenly she starts closing the gap. To me, it seems like 50% has been counted. Generally, I think that's a pretty good, sample size of how the rest of it's going to go. But no, she closed it, and then it was the classic, it's a dead heat, and everybody goes to bed. And when they come back in the morning, it's like, and look, we found some more fortification, and Spanberger pulled it out. So, I really got it out for her. And
well, it looks like she's probably knocked off her pedestal. So
she's a CIA analyst, and so I've always figured that basically that's more of that deep state bureaucracy crossing over into into government where it shouldn't be, elected government, shall we say. And I'm glad. I'm not going to say I'm glad she's gone because I don't think she is, but
no, it hasn't been called yet.
Yeah, it hasn't been called yet. And if anybody could do it in her district, I think it would be her.
Yeah. We've got several $50 super chats. P. Gar saying, "Is it civil? Is it war? Is it civil war?" Adam Krigler voice.
Is Krigler also one of the Civil War talkers?
Cybrov, thanks for your rational take, Styx.
There's not going to be a Civil War.
Do you have any skateboards in your crack store?
Mm-hmm, I do. Actually, you can get them through. You can get them through Threadless.com. So
Threadless.
Yeah, Threadless.com T-shirts, but you can look up skateboard decks there as well with various designs. You can check them out. And,
decks.
You might find one you like.
I thought he said dicks.
And then we've got Paladin BR. Regarding North Carolina, we were honked hard in 2020. It's how Cooper stayed. Just no scrutiny because Trump outperformed the honk. Yeah, North Carolina had some problems. By the way, I did send the link to Razor Fist, so we'll see when he gets aboard here.
Ioshi.
Yeah, as far as democracy fortification, I was quite convinced that Virginia was heavy with it. Not as blue as people think. It was, of course, not traditionally. It wasn't. And Fairfax is the place they do it because that's a huge county, and it can swamp the rest of the state.
Yeah, Fairfax is like Maricopa in that way.
Votes.
Maricopa is in Arizona.
By the way, we currently have a House balance of 92 seats for the GOP and 48 for the Democrats, with 3 pickups for the GOP and none so far for the Dems. I would point out to people that the Republicans only need a net, I think, of 5 pickups in order to control the House. So they're getting there.
Yeah. It was almost a done deal. Every projection said somewhere between 227 at the worst. 225,
it'll be higher. It'll be higher, I think.
It should be. There was just too many toss-ups that they should take with this. I'm pissed off about my $4 gas. It's people who live in the exoburbs. They commute a long way to their job. They're people who are plumbers, or they're they do handyman work or construction work, and it involves long commutes. And if you're driving a large pickup truck, and suddenly your diesel is $5 to $6 a gallon, that's any idiot can get outraged about that.
Too much empty. That's
esoteric.
After the midterms, you're going to see gas prices spike because they've been dipping into their emergency fuel reserves to try to lower the prices to make it seem like it's not as bad as it actually is. So, expect your gas prices to go up like 30 to 100 cents.
10 p.m. following polling site issues. So we do have a honkening in Maricopa County to try to limit Republican turnout
again, just like 2020.
In some places, people were physically incapable of voting, but they're not going to extend the voting. I thought that every vote should count, Democrats. It's supposed to be easy to vote. If not every vote is counted, then you have a big problem.
Everybody's already seen all over Twitter the guy telling people that, they're having problems.
They need some torches and pitchforks over there. Fuck. They can't keep doing it.
I just wanted to think that was just a tiny little exception. No, apparently.
Metalhead Madman saying check Texas. I'll check the gubernatorial and race there.
I wouldn't expect anything sus here in Texas.
I'm not going to look individually at every House race. Yes, Greg Abbott is still leading Beto O'Rourke. As some of these outer Austin and Houston votes come in, it'll narrow more. O'Rourke could pull back ahead, but keep in mind all of these other counties here tend to be heavily Republican.
It'll narrow and
what's going to be interesting is down here at the bottom of the state. Okay, so Abbott's getting almost 40% of the vote right along the border there.
I'm surprised
he's almost drawing even in Cameron County with Beto O'Rourke. That's a pretty good indicator that there's going to be a red wave in Texas as well. And we have Jordan B. As a Nevadan local, you should check out the Nevada polls on RCP.
So that Spanberger Yesli Vega is 99% complete.
Yeah,
it's a 3-point victory. About 2.5 point victory. I think that pretty much does close it. Boy, if
Virginia red.
It's 6,000 votes. If somehow they find that over the course of the night.
I don't think that do they have any outstanding mail-in votes even to cover.
Yeah, well, it says 99%, and mathematically, that doesn't seem like it's possible.
She won by 6,400.
That 1% went 100% Spanberger, right?
Well, unless you do fuzzy math.
That's a toss-up state usually.
Well, that's why you've got these overvoting in so many counties.
Bud remains ahead of Beasley in North Carolina for the Senate seat there, but it's by less than a point at the moment. So it's definitely going to be a lot closer, I think, in North Carolina than the polls suggested. We just hit 15,000 people watching live on YouTube, by the way.
Wow.
Excellent.
Yeah, there's over 7,000 watching on Rumble. The population of a small town is currently watching us. Say hi to everyone.
Ow, ow.
Oh, J.D. Vance is slightly ahead of Ryan now in the Ohio Senate.
Oh, he should destroy him.
I think that he will win.
Polls had him 8 points up. He should destroy him. And that Juggalo state, come on. They're not going to vote D. No way.
It looks like Vance is doing fairly well in the areas that tend to be more suburban.
Mm-hmm.
He's slightly ahead in Wayne County.
Well, you got the the new phenomenon, the new demo, terrified white suburban women.
Yeah.
Terrified, or also mama bears, as they're calling them too.
Yeah, they are actually blaming. They preemptively started blaming white suburban women for what's going to happen in the midterms.
The View hosts called them cockroaches voting for Raid.
Basically, being female no longer a victimhood defense anymore.
Why do we listen to those chicks?
You're going to have to throw something on top of that if you're going to hide behind that.
Tom Baldwin sticks his southern drawl. Should you see the Redneck Ralph episode? By the way, to anyone watching, if you did happen to download the other 2 Redneck Ralph audios that I did, if you could get those to me, I would pay a pretty penny for those. I was an idiot. I had him on my main channel. I did this thing called Redneck Ralph where I pretend to be like a hillbilly talking about, all of his weird adventures. And one of them was Jeb Bush birthday party. And the one that's up there, I can't remember the name of it. But I took them down because I realized that when they changed TOS, clearly it violated TOS, so I could move them elsewhere. And but I forgot to download them first. And
help a brother out. Help a Styx out, won't you?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm looking at the New Hampshire Senate race, and just my democracy fortification bells are going off because only 28% of the vote is in. Mm-hmm. And Hassan is up 57 to 40, 57% to 40%. And obviously there's going to be a lot of rural counties to come in.
Yeah, those tend to come in later. I mean, most of the
they
results
come in
right now.
They come in redder. So I can't help but thinking that they're fortifying. They're figuring out how to fortify, but make sure
New Hampshire's defortified. If Bolduc loses, I talked about this the other day. It'll be because he pissed off the libertarians and the Free State movement is based there. Really? Yeah, they control several points of the vote, and in a 50-50 race, that would be.
So what did he do to do that?
He claimed that a libertarian protester at one of his rallies, who was shouting questions about supporting the war in Ukraine, claimed that the dude assaulted him. If you look at multiple angles of it, clearly there was no assault, and Bolduc actually pulled back on the initial claim less than a day later. So he's got all the libertarians gunning for him. They're openly threatening to throw that race and destroy Bolduc.
That's stupid.
I don't agree with them, but it is true that Bolduc should not have claimed to be assaulted by a person who simply brushed up against him.
No.
Yeah,
it's not a big vote getter
through that race. What an idiot.
Yeah, he fucked up. And he had the tailwind behind him. He was 50-50ing it almost with Hassan after being double digits behind a few months before, and then he decides to do the stupid thing. So
it looks like he's going to lose pretty handily. Oh well.
Well, we'll see. I think he can pull it out. I mean, it's
possible.
It's a 1.5%. Gap in the polls.
Yeah.
So to me,
it'll definitely be very close. If there's an outsized Republican turnout, he probably wins anyway. But we don't know if that'll happen, in every single state. Certainly, it's happened in Florida. Florida right now is looking deep red. Look at this. Rubio's up by 16 fucking goddamn points over Val Demings. That's almost twice what he led by in the final slew of polls.
Jesus.
I mean, little Marco got Miami-Dade by 10 points.
Well,
or nearly so.
I would assume
I wonder how
the Cuban population, and in particular the shall we say the people who are in the social, service industry, and it's specifically the amusement park industry, love the fact that he didn't shut down their fucking jobs. He didn't close down Universal Studios.
He also didn't
down
praise
Disney
communism
World.
like certain fucking retards.
Hell, Disney World probably
Bernie
told him not
Sanders.
to, but
With
New
almost
Yorker
90%
in
of the
Vermont.
vote in, DeSantis won over Christ by almost 20 points.
Yeah.
should have been more.
Yeah, but that's almost 10. That's almost 10 fucking points ahead of the
poll?
of the final. Yeah, that's huge.
That's a good overperformance. That is.
We're starting to get some other Evers v. Mitchells, or Michaels as some call him, in Wisconsin. Evers is ahead, but that's with 1% counted. We'll be carefully monitoring those results. And Whitmer ahead of Dixon as well, but that's with 11% counted. The Detroit area will go deep blue, and some of the others. Most of Michigan is actually deep red, but the cities tend to control it politically. Dixon has 45% of the vote, though, and that's not bad considering that all of this is red up here.
Yeah, most of the Rust Belt is like that. You know, there are really a lot of people living in rural or exoburb areas. You know.
Yeah.
We're in.
By the way, everyone, we're still waiting for Razor Fist. I have sent him the link. He might be taking a leak. Yeah, he might be out voting or.
Well, you know what?
He's motorbiking his way in.
I'm going to have to take a leak myself. So.
All right.
I'm going to turn off the camera for a second, and I'll be right back.
Sleazy's taking a piss.
Looking like we are going to get a red wave.
I'll probably have to do that in a minute myself. Energy drinks tend to be a diuretic, you know.
I find that with coffee, but
Trust
not
me,
energy drinks.
the reason why I have reasonable energy right now is that I actually managed to take a nap earlier. And for an insomniac like me, that ain't easy. I managed to conk out for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that's what I'm talking about. We've got so much to talk about today. Also, I want to check Twitter. Reminder, if you see any interesting political news, anything related to honkening, long lines, or exit polls, etc., and it's on, you can always DM me on Twitter. My DMs are open for news purposes. So I'm going through that briefly here. The GOP does have numerous House pickups already. They are marching their way towards controlling the Senate. And all three of my predictions with regards to supposedly competitive gubernatorial races, it looks like they'll come true. DeSantis has absolutely plowed Christ under. It's a 19-point gap. Abbott's ahead in Texas. Kemp is ahead in Georgia. They'll pull further ahead, in my opinion. So I'm still checking for news updates. Oh, Project Veritas Action just dropped a video, I guess. Breaking: Republican Texas GOP Governor Greg Abbott has defeated Democrat Beto O'Rourke from Election Wizard, who is usually fairly reliable.
You fuck Beta.
Yep, Fox News has projected that Greg Abbott will win. Now we just have to wait and see the differential.
And I don't even like Abbott that much.
I want to see Carrie Lake win in Arizona.
He's like a Ted Cruz. He's a missing link Republican. He's not quite a neocon, but also he's not, you know.
He's got rhino-ish tendencies.
I didn't care for Abbott until he's
reasonably pro-gun. So on that, I mean, he wasn't a lockdown. I think the big thing is he wasn't a total lockdowner.
Here's the thing. You've got these states all over the country basically being sanctuary this, sanctuary that. Why can't Texas ignore the federal government and do something about the border on their own? He kind of started by stacking those shipping crates there, which is stupid. Because
I think that was Arizona.
Oh, was it Arizona? They would start.
That's Arizona. With Texas, they have they do have border vigilantism in Texas.
Yeah, well,
you're thinking Arizona, but
they laid metal, little fencing. I'm sure there's a lot of that laying around in Texas. Or hell, why not just take some money out of your budget and start working on that?
I want a moat filled with
alligators.
Could have done that.
You know,
and lava.
I did not get any
alligators.
kind of feeling like he was interested in fortifying the Texas border after Biden came in office.
Yeah.
I mean, he let it run rampant. He let it go crazy.
By the way, with the governorship in Pennsylvania, Shapiro is totally outpacing Mastriano as expected. That polling had widened in favor of the Democrats over the last few months. The Republicans having pulled support from Mastriano. So it looks like the Democrats will hold the gubernatorial slot in that particular state.
That's a shame.
In Pennsylvania, it's Fetterman's got about 60% of the vote with 18% in. Most of these outstanding areas are red. Again, this is probably going to be a fairly close race. They're looking for a red mirage tonight where Oz will seem ahead, but then the mail-in votes will come literally a fucking week later.
Yep.
So I still believe that Fetterman is likely to be elected, which means it'll be hilarious. There's a consolation for the situation.
Basically, his commie cunt wife is going to be the.
I hate it when
boss
people get
lady
black
there.
pilled and they're like the U.S. is doomed because not every race goes their way. I see that all the fucking time. It's just bants, everyone. At the end of the day, a lot of these people, after they debate one another on the Senate floor, they go and snort coke together. So it's been that way for a while.
Well, that's the way my dad seemed to. That was his attitude towards elections. I'll never forget it. I mean, you know, being a career CIA guy, I should have known. I know now, but when I was back then, I said, "Dad, are you going to vote?" Because I was unusually enthusiastic and interested in politics, even as a kid. And he just kind of looked at me like I asked him about Santa Claus. You know what I mean? Like that kind of just that kind of a smirk. Aren't you cute? You know? And then I roll, and then he came up with something like, "Oh, I'm busy," or some shit like that. I can't remember what, you know. Yeah, that was that's one of those eye openers that doesn't come to you till later, you know.
I'm going to check up on the House races here too. Not the individual races, just pickups, etc. 111 Republicans to 61 Democrats currently have been called.
Nice.
Again, 3 pickups for the GOP. They need 5 in order to control the House, so it's not going to be that difficult. A lot of these outstanding races will probably end up going GOP. I think more of the competitive ones, though, are in the western part of the country, and we won't get to all of those.
I mean, this is like the
One thing
Dims.
I like how they have so many they need 26 competitive seats, but they're only they were listing a lot of the lean Republican seats as toss-ups. So I think that CNN has a little bit of bias there.
Oh, well.
I guess Razorfist might be napping at the moment.
Wake up! I want to hear your snark.
People asking where Razorfist is. Don't worry, we will be razoring it up. Hey, do you mind if I take a quick break here, though?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's time for another bathroom break, etc.
Okay, so Lindsey Graham. I was trying to remember his name, Mr. Ladybugs. You guys ever hear about the Ladybug story with Lindsey Graham? So he went to go get a massage at a Washington, I think it was a DC massage parlor, and they went to go, like, they saw these weird bumps on his ass, and they're like, they went to go wipe them, they wouldn't come off, and they're like, "Hey, what are these little bumps on your butt?" And Lindsey Graham said, "Oh, those are my ladybugs." He has moles on his ass that he calls fucking ladybugs. Holy shit. And then there was like this tense moment, I guess, in the Senate where he was like, something fire and brimstone against Biden or whatever. And then he went down and he like high-fived, who the fuck is the vice president bitch? Kamala Harris? I usually call her come all over her tits because she's a fucking whore. You guys know about how Kamala Harris got her job? She got it on her back. Who the fuck was the guy? He had a name that reminds me of Dix. Okay, Kamala Harris. She was governor. Or was she a senator? Jerry Brown. No, Willie Brown, right? Okay, it was Willie Brown. Kamala Harris. Yeah, anyways, she got her position by fucking Willie Brown. Pretty funny.
These are so.
She literally slept into her position.
Polled, and then there are others that just don't have any.
Women power, yeah!
Well, you've got over 5 polls here. Running anywhere from 4, Lombardo by 4 and 5, down to 2. And then 1 is a tie. I don't know why that averages out to 2.8. Seems a little higher than that. Could be some of that bias. Could be some of the bias. Let's go to Nevada Senate race. Laxalt. Masto. Laxalt 3.4. That's good. We should hold on to that, I would hope. Let's go over to CNN. See, no, they're not. They're not checking in. They don't have anything, do they? No, I don't have anything checked in yet. No. I'm probably better off just reading chat since you guys can't follow on along what I'm looking at necessarily.
He's so awkward when he's alone. Like, he knows how to bounce off other people, but solo, man, this guy is awkward.
112 Republicans.
Talk about crack again.
65 Democrats.
Show us your pipe. Space Dandy did the pompadour better.
That looks really red. That looks really red.
I miss Styx.
I don't understand why it's always so close.
He's thinking that right now.
Yeah, it's flyover country, right? It's flyover country. We spit on you as we go by. Fuck you, making me food and all your CO2 emitting tractors.
Oh, maybe this is a good opportunity to talk about the green initiatives they keep pushing. So, electric cars are powered by coal for the most part. Like, that shit, it's not any. Styx is back. Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah. I think that was
a whole video on it.
Something about
electric
not
cars
being able
are
to have
bad
an
for the
election
environment.
that is decided in one night.
It's an investment
Brazil
grift by the feds.
Come on,
Insider
now.
trading.
They got their riot going early.
Cylinder
Because
2.0.
they knew the results quick. It was a big country, as big as the United States is. Really happy the stream success. You guys clank rock. Thank you. TYT now 5 mil.
The Young
5 million
Turks.
subscribers. Channel.
How many people are watching the Young Turks right now?
And how many of those people are there to
Probably more
troll
than are
them?
watching us, but
At least a third.
you never know at this point with their audience engagement levels.
They were pushed so hard by YouTube. It's just
probably
inorganic
more
growth.
than, I don't know. Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
yes.
Your mother was a hamster. Sleazy. Commissar Sega. Honk alert, Chesterfield County, Virginia. I work for county government and I was asked to deliver ballots to certain polling locations until 7 p.m. When I joked if they were pre-filled for Dems, I think he's going to issue a follow-up. Johnny Cash, really happy for the stream success. You guys clanking rock and crack rocks. I commented the Young Turks have 5 million sub channel and 10K live views. Even dead Dem voters don't watch. Richard Lewis sent $10 without a comment. Thank you very much.
I picked Styx and Razor Fist
what are your thoughts
over
of being added to MTG?
Rekieta.
Check the card, Blood Vial Purveyor.
Those are like my three Oshis, though.
Paycheck. Yes, there's a character in Magic the Gathering that I guess they have now. I don't know anything about Magic. I never played it, which I think surprises some people. And it looks almost exactly like a demonic version of me. And
they also added a black
Aragorn. People's blood
Magic the Gathering.
Something like that.
Straight up black Aragorn.
I don't know anything about it. I know it's a card game or some shit like that.
Garbage. One time I had a pen pal in school. He was in like Norway or some shit. He sent me Magic the Gathering cards. I was like, what's a pen pal?
He's about a point ahead.
Warnock is up
thing. I don't know.
Almost 2 points. And that's with 70% of the vote in
that's pretty
Georgia.
Close. Yeah, but
that's a little scary.
I wish I could have sent him something
All
back.
of these outlying counties will go red, other than this one south of Atlanta. So it's going to be neck and neck in Georgia. At the end of the day, Warnock may pull it off, though, because of mail-in ballots.
Of course.
Walker has to be ahead at the end of the night in order to have a path to victory there. The Democrats definitely want to retain that Senate seat since they're likely to lose a couple of others elsewhere. Bud is now ahead of Beasley by 3 points in North Carolina, so that gap is widening.
Oh.
So it looks like North Carolina will retain Bud.
That's good. Okay, I was worried about that.
Wisconsin, Barnes v. Johnson. You've only got 13% of the vote in. It's pretty close there. So the big thing is like the Green Bay area and others will go blue. Most of the rest of the state's solid red. A lot of times people look at states and they say, well, this state is red or this state is blue. And they don't understand that there are areas within the state that are totally different. Like the Northeast Kingdom in Vermont is solid red, but Vermont overall is a blue state.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, some polling showed Welch ahead only by single digits. I'm actually interested in the final results from the Senate race in Vermont.
Notice how when the Dims win, it's like a
the Young
30-point
Turks has 10 to
lead.
12K right now watching.
Pretty
We're
sus.
ahead of the Young Turks, and I don't think they're streaming on more than one platform either.
Pretty fucking sus.
And they're getting ratioed and clanked. The best part of the night is driving Cenk Uygur insane.
EYT had to block the
So
spoon
does he
emoji.
know who you are now? If not,
They literally
before?
blocked the spoon
I'm
emoji because
blocked from
Styx's
commenting
fans
on
were
it.
hounding them too much with it. It was great.
I'm not allowed to participate in chat over there.
He was banned.
Why? Did you drop some bombs over there previously?
Well, they got clanked on so hard during the 2018 midterms, I think, that they blocked me. Poor Cenk. I almost feel sorry for the dude.
It's looking like
Why?
the Dems are going to win New
rich.
Hampshire's Senate seats.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, my grandmother always said, you know, it's easier to be miserable and rich than it is to be miserable and poor.
Yeah,
that's good.
True. It reminds me of Thorin when he's driven mad in The Hobbit. He's like, wealth beyond pain. I just
cool
imagine
phrase.
Shanky's going through his penthouse late at night, like some crazed dictator in a red robe, and he's just looking at all of his like awards and shit like that, letters from Susan Wojcicki, and he's like, oh, yes.
Well, his what's his name? His little brother is doing way better than him anyways, right?
Oh, I didn't even know he had a relative.
Well, yeah. Thank you. As Hassan Piker is related to him.
Oh,
am I wrong or right?
I have no clue.
Yeah, fill me in the chat.
Commie piece of shit. Hassan Piker is Chunk Yogurt's nephew. He's a champagne socialist piece of shit. The VTubers,
I don't
like
know,
Iron Mouse and stuff like that, the V-Shoujo gals like to collab with him sometimes.
For getting people to hate
and then they go and post like total commie shit on their fucking Twitter feeds and stuff.
He does better because he's got a smaller production. He doesn't waste all this money and have all these useless people around him.
Razor has replied, by the way. I'll be in shortly. I just got back from the polls. What a shit show. I'm sure that he'll bring in some energy.
He's probably seething
so we'll
about
have
the
Razor Fist on
honkening
here fairly shortly.
Let's suck to live in Arizona.
Saw that
I mean, with the fraudulency and everything.
Sam Hyde challenge to Hassan Piker. Remember that?
Hassan
Piker! Back?
I'm coming to kill you!
By the way, a shout out to Styx Clips. That's at Styx Clips on Twitter, who has been parsing videos, segments of videos to make shorts. So yes, here is your official shout out to Styx Clips. And yes, I definitely appreciate if you parse out chunks of this live stream as well and post them up. It is very helpful. It is helping channel growth. So, because I don't know how to do the fucking clipping, and I'm not into making shorts and shit like that, but he knows how to do that. So,
yeah, shorts are hard.
And help me rebuild my channel. The link down below. It's brand new.
Exactly.
I mean, the clipping and editing is easy. The problem is rewatching your content to find the best, like, clippable moments. I don't have time to double my workload.
People keep recommending Reuters over CNN. I'm just going to keep with the one that I've got. Race call, Brian Kemp, re-elected governor in Georgia. So we are 3 for 3 on those formerly competitive races as far as clanking predictions go.
Get wrecked,
I want
Stacey
upsets.
Abrams.
I don't. Yeah. I'm not happy with leans red going our way. I want upsets. And we're not seeing it yet.
Leet owner, love you, Styx. Can you shout out my fiance, Natalie? We've been trying to get a U.S. fiance visa for 11 months now and counting. Gotta love how it's easier to come illegally than legally. Yeah, that's been a problem for 1,000 fucking years. Viola, prophetic. You're one of the smartest political commentators online. I tell my friends and family that you're practically a prophet.
I watch him every morning.
I'll get a white robe and I'll take a sabbatical in Jerusalem at some point. Yes, apparently Hassan is Cenk's nephew.
Yep.
So not actually a younger sibling.
Related, I said.
Yeah. Kalvinsky, the Polish American. I always thought you looked like the teacher from Beavis and Butthead, especially when you had the peace t-shirt on. Yes, I've got to do lesbian seagull at some point. I am aware of this.
Lesbian seagull.
Joe Smith, as a Kenosha resident, I must say, worst governor ever's.
Is she winning? That bitch winning?
I think it's close actually at the moment. Let me check.
Good.
Yeah. It's various. Barnes and Johnson as well. Yeah, that's pretty close as well. I'm just trying to go through everything. Gubernatorial races.
Seriously, Styx looks weird, but like his insight, he's so good with political commentary. He knows his shit. Absolutely sharp wit.
Yeah, but I mean, if the polls show
like a knife through
plus
butter
20 or something, you need a
I
massive
suppose,
groundswell.
but
Hot knife through butter.
it ain't right.
Like
We all
his
know what
appearance
happened
drove
in
me away,
Arizona
but
back in
he's just too good.
2020.
Yeah. Evers is ahead of Michaels in for the governor of Wisconsin. Again, though, remember that this whole northern chunk of the state is red. It would be surprising if Green Bay and similar places didn't go blue, though. This is, in my opinion, I think Michaels or whatever the fuck will win in the end, but it'll be pretty close. Eric sent $50 and said, "Cheers, Styx, new viewer here. Please tell Mr. Martini that one of my favorite memories in life was my band opening for Guar at Masquerade for Atlanta in the early 90s and late 80s.
Wow.
Thanks, Mr. Martini, for your service." Nice.
I don't really
And
know
then
much
they
about
promptly
Guar.
stood around and got sprayed by the giant Guar penis or something. Got slimed up.
Yeah.
Alamandorius, fact check. Styx claims the U.S. has been around for 1,000 years. In reality, the U.S. has only existed for a few hundred years. Yeah, let's see.
Did you? What?
All
right, were you referring to the land, or are you talking about the nation?
Oh, I think I was just saying 1,000 years as a hyperbolic reference.
Oh.
What are we at in the House, by the way? Do we have any additional GOP pickups? It's still at 3, but 124 for the GOP, 72 for the Democrats. So there are almost twice as many Republicans. Most of those are just re-elections, though. Most of those aren't pickups.
So does Real Clear Politics give you actual real-time any results or changes, or is it just polling?
I use it mainly just for polling.
Yeah,
they do like they have declared that Bennett will hold for the Democrats in Colorado. That's Senate. Florida, Rubio holds against Demings. They've called those. You have VA 10, Dem hold for the House. And for governors, DeSantis wins. That's a GOP hold. And in Oklahoma, Stitt holds as well. Those are all that RCP is called. I think they tend to call races later. They wait until there's much more polling in. Whereas like some groups will, call a bunch of races just because there's a 5-point gap.
God, I'm seeing New Mexico. It's just as blue can be. Amazing.
Well, it's New Mexico. You mean for the House, Senate, or governor?
House. I've got the House map here.
Yeah, let me.
So it's only got 3 districts. But 2 of them.
I don't think that's a huge surprise, though.
No.
Oh, now it doesn't want to load the map. Come on, give me the map.
It's kind of misleading when you think about it. It's just 3 reps.
New Mexico 1, Garcia Holmes versus Stanberry. House 3, Fernandez versus Martinez. Vasquez versus Harrell. Very, very, very stereotypical names of candidates down there.
It is looking close in Wisconsin. I don't know who's going to win the Senate race there.
I think the real races to watch still remain roughly the same. Definitely New Hampshire, Georgia, and just think of it. A few months ago, the Democrats wanted Texas to be one of the 2 watch races. As far as the gubernatorial slot, they wanted the Florida Senate race to be 2 watch. Those have all been called at this point. Now we're sitting here looking at who's going to control the Senate from fucking New Hampshire. Hassan is still ahead, but Bolduc is now above 40%, and you're starting to see a trickling in of some of those red counties as well in New Hampshire.
My thoughts about reps being representatives, Congress seats in on border areas in Texas, not going any better than I would have, not going as good as I hoped. They're still staying blue. So you got 55% of district, was it the 7th? Shall we say the 28th district is still blue. And
are you looking at the gubernatorial map?
no, I'm looking at Congress. 34th district is still blue.
The House.
So the immigration, and they're both 10 points up. Yeah. So immigration not being an issue, I thought it might be on these border.
Well, those border counties typically are extremely blue.
Yeah. Well, I would think so because they're ethnically Latino.
We're still talking about a flip,
traditionally go Democrat.
Usually the Hispanic voters don't like seeing little girls get raped from fucking
along the southern border.
being.
This is Myra Flores,
brought in illegally.
By the way, incumbent race here.
They care about their
behind
kids.
Gonzalez at the moment, but that's with 58% counted.
They don't appreciate coyotes.
De La Cruz
abusing them.
is ahead of Vallejo. However, over here in House 15. By the way, you can see the gerrymandering. That's another interesting thing to look at. If you look at some of these districts across the country, some of them, I mean, look, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't gerrymandered at all. The Democrats did not gerrymander Illinois 13.
Look at that.
I mean, it looks like a snake. I see Razor is joining us, so just a moment here. Razor, just give me a second. We've got a couple of super chats. Pigar, I drove from Ohio to Florida last weekend. I listened to Sleazy P from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. on Then Back to the Future because of the time change. Thanks for keeping me up driving, Sleazy P. Adherent of Lady Columbia, do you think state honking will become an agenda item in 24 to 26 elections, having legal battles for the next few years in states like Pennsylvania? Yeah, I think it'll be an issue.
They keep honking
Chucky G sent $9.99 without a comment. Thank you. And Nick Santini, come on, Colorado, keep your weed and shrooms and flip red. Shall we bring Razor aboard?
What are we waiting for?
Hello, Razor Fist.
Woo! Ohio, how the hell are you guys?
Doing pretty well
How's
so
it
far.
going?
Jesus.
Yeah, sorry about that. I literally just got back from the polls. Jesus, it was like a Bataan death march over there. They were literally closing as I left.
How many people were there? A lot?
A lot. Yeah. And they were petering out by the time I showed up. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of like being in, it was kind of like THX 1138 where the people are in the fucking cubicles and shit. Like it was seriously, it was like packed to the gills from the very moment I walked in there. So, but there was no line when I showed up, in fairness. But I think that was earlier in the day when they had the issues with the fucking feeding machines or whatever. I can tell you firsthand, there were definitely the reports of what are the tabulators having issues, the shit you feed your actual paper ballot into, right? Those are not exaggerated. I had to reinsert my ballot like 15 fucking times. The lady finally was like, would you just like to cast your goddamn ballot? Like seriously, like, it's like watching Biden try to finish a fucking sentence.
When she said cast your ballot, did she mean, you were just going to drop it in and they would count it later? Is that what she meant?
No. I cast the individual vote.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was the machines are weird. There was like a little LED screen on the side. I had to. Oh, there's an ambiguous mark here. Literally, they were doing this. There's an ambiguous mark, so you got to fix that.
Right.
So I had to exit out. Then there was one. So Arizona is one of those states where we vote on all the fucking judges. There were like 50 fucking judges, none of whom's names, at all. Like they have. I usually consult a judicial guide of some kind before election day, and I'm aware of some of the Superior Court judges and so forth. But yeah, dude, trying to mark every single one of those while coloring within the lines with a ballpoint fucking pen, it's outrageous. They didn't give us, by the way, the fucking Sharpie Gate or whatever was a non-issue, that we had ballpoint Bic pens this time around.
I was going to say.
So things have improved slightly.
I guess it was pretty insane. Yeah. So
what do you think about Lake versus Hobbs?
Lake's going to steamroll. Lake's going to steamroll. Masters, I predicted initially would lose to Mark Kelly. He's pulled closer. I tend to think he'll get over the line, depending on Le Vague Rouge, depending on, fucking the size of the red wave, I think it pulls him even further over the line.
God, I hope Mark Kelly loses.
And what's your final expectation for the House, Senate, and gubernatorial balances? Because what I've given is I think it'll be about 40 seats for the GOP flipped for the House, 2 or 3 Senate races. I think I'm leaning towards 2 now due to what's happening in Pennsylvania, I think, and 3 gubernatorial slots.
Yeah, I think the Senate should. The amazing thing is the Senate shouldn't even be in play. That's what's they've fucked the dog so profoundly. Like, I initially wasn't even entertaining the thought of the Senate gaining any kind of traction in the Senate. But the fact that it's even in play at all is really the story of the election, honestly. Even if, for instance, Masters or somebody like that falls short, I think the fact that it's even vulnerable is kind of really. But yeah, I the House for sure. I think your estimate is about right. The Senate, though, is the big X factor for me. Like, I'm just, it's amazing how vulnerable people are who shouldn't have been vulnerable at all. You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing. And I'm also interested, like, it looks like Hassan is kind of fading in New Hampshire. That is a lot closer than it should be. It's just, I'm amazed at how well I suppose Obama warned us. Never underestimate Joe Biden's capacity to fuck shit up. It's essentially, I think that's what we're looking at.
Because right now we have a Senate balance of 40-40 as far as the seats that have been called or weren't up for re-election. So it's dead even right now.
Well, yeah. Biden did go in and campaign for Uncle Fester just a couple of days ago. So that might be the litmus test right there. If he loses that state, that's just another Biden fuck up, along what is actually been an endless series of fuck ups. I can't think of anything he succeeded at, to be honest with.
Razor, is that caffeine or alcohol?
This is a Mountain Dew. Sorry, I hadn't eaten anything before I went to the polls. So
diabetes in a can.
Exactly. The beatus. It's the source of my power.
Also, Fetterman v. Oz. What do you think happens in Pennsylvania? Honkening or no honkening?
I have been out and away, so I haven't been following it. There were odd developments in the race, I gather. What's going on?
Literally everything that can possibly be odd about the race is odd.
Well, I had been following. I think this was way too small and underreported of a story, to be perfectly honest. But the shit about the backdated ballots, I was actually encouraged by the fact that the court had struck down the idea. I mean, for fuck's sake, backdated ballots. First off, that was a huge reason Philadelphia was so goddamn sketchy in 2020. And it's a huge reason why
we're not claiming any problems, by the way, YouTube.
Right.
Yeah. We have questions.
The reason Philadelphia was the most secure election precinct
fortified, yeah.
It's the reason they had pending election lawsuits still when the 2020 election was cast. There were precincts that still had ongoing litigation from the prior election cycles. They had struck that down. I had heard that at the 11th hour, I mean, how much more obvious can you fucking be? On election morning, some judge apparently reversed that. So on appeal, Jesus Christ, if I fucking kill somebody, good luck seeing a judge in 6 to 7 months. But boy, all I have to do is challenge backdated ballots being banned, and I'm on the judicial prudence fucking slip and slide, basically, that goddamn morning. I can't believe that they rushed that through that fast. I think it'll be interesting, because if that then gets flipped again, what happens? Are we literally going to be looking at a situation where we could see tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of votes thrown out basically on the strength of that court case? It would be interesting. And it would essentially tell us the degree of how fair and secure the election is, the exact numerical figure of exactly how fortified.
So is it truly third world or is it second world?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it'll never happen.
I just,
it's just.
Oh well.
I hate to be a black pillar, but when you sit back and you just see things go unchallenged, that are just so on our face, corrupt. It's by the way, Uncle Fester's up 10 points right now, and it's over 50% of the vote.
Fetterman is quite a bit ahead. I would point out that most of those outstanding counties in the middle will go deep red, however.
Admittedly, and being that it's only 160,000 votes, I guess maybe you can make up the difference. But yeah,
how many precincts are reporting? I mean,
what's marked, what's colored. We've got is
you've got 6. You've got 7 precincts that. Oh no, now you have 6 that haven't reported anything. Oz just ticked up slightly, I think.
But 38% have counted. So but Jesus, I'm freaking. It's my turn. It's my turn to be Sank Uger here.
Jank.
Well, we've got a consolation. Bud is now 4 points ahead of Beasley in North Carolina, so that gap is widening a bit. So
yeah, but
it's not all terrible news.
It's a bad look, though, I would say, because the morning of the election, you have the backdated ballots decision overturned, and then Fetterman overperforms polls by a 15-point swing. Does that not seem suspicious? I mean, does that not seem free and fair and completely balanced?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The problem is nobody,
because even the
emperor's ass is hanging out and he's running the last 50 yards. He doesn't care who sees, he doesn't care. He's going to close. He's on his kick. He's about to win the race. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Overall, though, Razor, do you still believe that there will be a red wave of some size?
I mean, the X factor has always been the sanctity of the election. I've always reserved the right to reverse that prediction based on mitigating facts, shall we say. That YouTube accepted mitigating facts. Let's put that out there. But yeah, absolutely. On paper, completely. And keeping in mind that polls literally like the lady was yelling, the polls are closing as I was leaving. So, I mean, they've literally just closed here in Arizona.
When do those results start coming in, actually?
Well, I mean, there was already some early voting data that was not looking good for the Democrats out of Arizona that Richard Barris and the People's Pundit and a lot of other people who follow the elections have been covering. Which was not expected to be the case. Although a lot of these early ballots this go around, all indications are they're breaking very heavily Republican. That's in the Arizona races. Keep in mind, a huge chunk of the relevant races in this particular election cycle are in this state, which is a weird feeling, very strange. But so I don't know. It'll be interesting. How do I put this without getting us all demonetized? Philadelphia, in particular, Pennsylvania, has a long and storied history of managing elections extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
Just managing.
Walker.
Administrating, even.
Imperializing.
The Walker-Warnock Senate race now is incredibly close. It's 3,000 votes difference.
Oh, it
or
is?
less than 3,000 votes difference.
That is so much closer than it should be.
Yeah. 77% of the vote in, it's it's going to be interesting.
Well, Kemp knocked the shit out of Stacey.
And I mean closer in the reverse. Warnock should have had an incumbent advantage. The fact that Walker's even competitive, I just expect all I expected in that race was a close race, right? I tended to think from the beginning that Herschel Walker would edge it out, but the fact that it was close at all is once again evidence. First off, that Georgia voters they're becoming keen to Warnock's bullshit, and that this is definitely not a blue wave election. Let's put it that way.
This is one.
I saw blue tsunami trend earlier, by the way. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
I saw blue tsunami.
This is one to watch. I would say this might be one of the ones where democracy fortification may go on for a full several days after tonight's election before we know who really fortified the election the best. Watch for that to kind of get hung, I would think, because they don't want to lose Georgia. That's just too important.
It is kind of interesting. It's almost like a competition between multiple corrupted third world style states to see who could do the best job of it. The most obviously without a congressional investigation.
Oh, geez, that's huge on the screen.
God damn, 3,000 vote difference. That's insane.
Yeah, Walker's behind by 0.1.
And those are the ones that worry you. That's the ones where the fortifiers are like, oh God, we need another pallet jack. God, send one out.
Give it
UPS, call them up.
There we go. I just saw it was like right in
I'm
there.
just amazed. After all these years of the county recorder here in Maricopa, I mean, God, go check out his Twitter feed sometime, Stephen Richer, from before the election. All he's been doing is mocking people who say the elections in the state have issues. And now he's issuing public apologies. And oh my God, some of the tabulators didn't work. They had reports like something like 21% of precincts in the state of Arizona are having issues with the fucking tabulator, which the person who bought those tabulators is Katie Hobbs. She's the Secretary of State. And she's
she didn't
running for governor.
recuse herself. She didn't recuse herself for overseeing the election while running in the election.
It's sort of like when you're in the IRS, you can audit yourself, you know?
I think Stalin said something about vote fortification in this issue, right? Let's not.
Yeah, but we're not allowed to make that compare. Remember, the Russians support MAGA, so
right. Yeah.
Yeah, we do have some preliminary data from Arizona. Right now, Lake is handily ahead of Katie Hobbs with 7% of the vote in.
Yes.
Of course, that doesn't count anything counted from the Phoenix area. So
yeah,
right. Although, God, driving down there, if there's any indication, I passed a whole fleet of Carrie Lake yard signs. For Christ's sake,
in Phoenix,
I'm in love with her. I fucking
I mean, I think a lot of people
who's not in love with Carrie Lake right now?
I think she's going to be DeSantis in a miniskirt at this point.
She's better than DeSantis. I mean, I'm just saying, if I'm like somebody who goes around and basically that's what you are doing nowadays in politics. They're casting, they go around. That's how we ended up with AOC. She was casted as a rep for
By the way,
York.
she has won re-election, AOC. No surprise.
A tough re-election.
Two more years of funny memes. Yay!
Right. Yay! Oh,
Razor, do you think that Carrie Lake will eventually run for the presidency? Because I think she will.
She has shot to the moon. It's hard to imagine that a few months ago she was behind Katie Hobbs in like every poll, but that Trump endorsement and some of the decisions she made as far as like linking herself up with Blake Masters, getting kind of the triumvirate look with Blake Masters, Fincham, and so forth. Like it's really, they put together a good package there. But yeah, I tend to think you're onto something there. If she, put it this way, it depends on how well she does as governor, obviously. If she completely fucks the dog, the media will jump on it. Especially because she's a former member of the media herself, and she burned lots of bridges.
Look at how Trump has bulldozed a lot of that bullshit out of the way by being an asshole and getting away with it. So now look, when she steps into that wake, she's going to be a slicker, better version of Trump. A smoother, slicker, more likable, ultimately, version of Trump. If she can hang with Trump in the real, I don't know, 4 years, I think he learned where a lot of the traps, the booby traps, are in that city. And I would rather follow him as a VP, which might be a possibility. Yeah. That might be an ideal ticket for 2024. I would think it is.
I'll say this. If you get Lake in and Fincham in, Fincham is running for Secretary of State. He'll be running the elections. And she was just interviewed outside the polling place. So the early reports were that deep red areas, which I can testify to, were the ones that were largely having the tabulator problems. So she went out of her way to cast a vote in a left-wing area, so that she could say she had no, you know what I mean, for the photo op, so she could say she had no issues. She's like, well, it's a good thing I cast my vote in a liberal area. If I'm governor, when I'm governor, it's gonna be a come to Jesus time for the elections, and I quote, right? That's what she said.
Wow.
So it'll be interesting.
That's why I'm so fearful of Arizona not going her way, because honestly, the democracy fortifiers have got to be terrified of her becoming governor of that state.
If
she's
doing
already,
the dirt,
she's made it a declared purpose to go after them. She has.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be able to.
If they're doing the dirt at all
again
in this midterm, if they're that desperate, then yeah, it's tin pot world at that point. But of course, it's the most secure election ever. So I don't know why we're even discussing this.
I'm sorry. What was I thinking?
Even though Hillary Clinton said it was going to be stolen.
2020 versus 22 are.
Right.
Voting Clinton
and
here.
who gets the second place finish. By the way, some people are saying that Vance has been called as the winner for the Ohio Senate over Ryan.
I knew those juggalos wouldn't let me down. Way to go.
And I'm following some of the polling data, and it does actually look like Oz is making up ground.
Oh yeah, he's closing the gap. Yeah.
We need an upset. We need an upset, man.
Yeah.
We need to
JD Vance
flip one or two that was not projected
winning
to
in
go our way.
Ohio.
And,
Yep.
So far,
that's a red win.
Have we got anything? Have we got anything like that?
Well, you're getting potentially a pickup in Pennsylvania if Oz keeps closing the gap.
Oh, where's it at now?
Is Vance a pickup, or was that an open seat? I can't recall. I think that's a pickup.
Well, Vance is nearly.
No, he was up. Well,
7 points ahead.
I guess he was, because Tim Ryan's an incumbent.
Yeah,
right.
That's a pickup.
Cool.
By the way, Metalhead Madman sending $50 and saying, "So there you have it, concrete proof that Razor and Styx are not the same person." Well, we were already the last midterm stream. He was.
I feel like we should be doing the mimes in front of the mirror thing.
I'll tell you what, this JD Vance winning like this, that's a big star for Trump. That was his man. He installed him during the primaries, and he destroyed Tim Ryan, an incumbent.
I mean, look, even whatever way the midterms themselves go, his record on endorsements in the primaries was like, what the fuck? It was like, it's like Sherman driving to the sea, for Christ's sake. Like,
it's like Caesar or Alexander just saying, "I am your ruler, and I'm going to prove it right now." You know.
I mean, we were just talking about Carrie Lake. I think it was the moment he endorsed her was the moment she started to pull away from, Lady McCain there that she was running against in the primary.
She gained like 5 points.
There's a term for it. Kingmaker. And he is a kingmaker.
Or queenmaker in her case.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I thought I had misgendered. Oh.
Exactly. We don't want to get banned.
Yeah. Okay, getting me in trouble. I'm good at that.
All right, Razor. I think I'm going to get you off here and try to get Whalen aboard.
He's going to get him off
if that's all right.
What is that, Chris?
No
Whalen?
problem.
Any final words before you go back to probably trolling Zhank and chuckling in his constant bellowing?
I might do a little bit of a live stream after this, but
you should get the Razor Force over there on the Young Turks too, and just multiply their agony and their misery.
Exactly. They already had, I mean, for Christ's sake, when Hillary delivered that little exhortation to beware, Republicans are going to steal the next election and the next two elections, and they had the narrative already kind of laid out there. Much. They have their optics game already well in harness, but I say keep. All eyes should be on Pennsylvania right now, because it's always been one of the more fortified election markets, and it's one you needed to pay attention to begin with. And on paper, optically, and in terms of name recognition, Uncle Festerman shouldn't have a snowball chance in hell. So it's a race you guys need to pay attention to.
It's impossible. I can't.
Jokes on the voter. They're actually voting for the thing on his neck.
It's almost like it's revenge for Trump. or something being played upon us. Biden was that, but Uncle Fester.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just doubling down on a mean prank.
Exactly.
Like we just put a disabled person in charge of the state's, representative, one of the most important seats in the Senate. Come on. I mean,
let's not kid ourselves. That's really his wife running for the Senate at this point.
Is not Jill Biden really the president or representative?
Woodrow Wilson mode, yeah.
More than that, I don't think they have any intention of letting him serve a Senate term at all. I think that it's really to get his Marxist wife in there, really, at the end of the day.
Holy fuck. Don't they? What are the rules? Don't you have doesn't the party or the legislature of the state appoint somebody else to take over the seat if Fetterman is unable to serve after elected?
In in my state at least, after McCain died, it was an appointment by the governor.
Right.
So
I think that's how it did.
Yeah, so they're banking on Shapiro winning and appointing her to the Senate. That's pretty much the idea.
Are you shitting me?
Or someone he's got a short list and she's on it.
Are you shitting me? I mean, I'm not like wow. What's the source?
I am as serious as my president, sir.
What's the source on this, though? That's incredible. I mean, I just want to know. That's terrifying, really.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one calls him John Fetterwoman. Did you guys hear about that?
All right, Razor, my man.
Okay.
I'm going to bump you. I'm going to kick you from chat. Like I tried to do to V, but he disconnected before I could do it.
Fuck you. Bye.
I feel bad.
Shit.
God.
I missed the mark this time, too.
Getting mad at V for saying that having Fetterman as a senator was good for lulz just made me snap. I'm sorry.
We've got $100 super chat from Jeff Hayashi. Keep on awakening the sleeping. Love your work and dedication, brother. Also, thanks, Sleazy, for giving me nightmares with your album covers when I was in 5th grade.
Yeah. We warped a lot of little kids.
Nightmares are great.
Lord Vengeance, Razor Force and Clankers unite. God, censored word, speed. Yeah, you can't say fuck on a super chat, apparently.
Sadly. Yeah, the thing with John Fetterman and the Fetterwoman thing is he was trying to shill his campaign to female voters, and he handed out. Actually, he threw pink shirts, saying "Fetterwoman" on them into like a crowd of women, and they were saying, "I don't care as long as he has a heartbeat. I'm gonna vote for him." That's what like women who were interviewed said about Fetterwoman, and no one calls him Fetterwoman. They call him like Festerman and stuff like that. Frankenstein. I'm like, come on, Fetterwoman. He came up with the perfect insult for himself.
More professional, like Sleazy. ...
Update. Walker is pulled ahead.
Yeah, by 700 votes.
Yeah, incredibly close. Incredibly close.
But Vance has pulled away with it. He is now almost 8 points ahead of Ryan in Ohio. And again, I think some outlets have actually called that race. Fetterman's not leading by nearly as much over Oz, actually.
Oh, thank you.
At the moment, we'll see what happens.
See,
Kelly is ahead of
Masters.
To
take that. That to me is not an upset. I expect to take Pennsylvania. In the Senate. This idea we need upsets somewhere.
Yeah, it looks like Shapiro will win over Mastriano though for the gubernatorial slot there. But I mean, that's not a huge surprise. I think Mastriano was like 10 points behind, actually. Kerry Lake is behind Katie Hobbs right now, but with only 40% of the vote in Arizona. We'll be carefully watching those numbers too. I just want to check the House gap here as well.
It would be really nice if Doug Mastriano won the Pennsylvania
governor.
The
GOP has scored 5 pickups, which means they will control the House of Representatives, unless the Democrats pick up any Republican seats, and I don't think that's likely.
Nice.
Yeah, but how many old fucking rhinos will prevent the Republic? You've already got who is it? What's her name? Sitting there saying, wow, I'm going to try to work with Joe Biden. Who is she?
I think that wasn't that Murkowski, the senator?
Yeah. Was it?
Tuzer Murkowski, I think.
I thought
you get a lot of. It could have been Mitt Romney too. You know.
I thought it was the House Rep. Shoot, if anybody remembers in the chat, that was all over the place. Being stored.
Yeah, I think the GOP needs at least 15 pickups before there'd be enough MAGA in the House for it to really mean anything.
Yeah. Too many rhino
I have a feeling that they're going to get a hell of a lot
centrists.
more. There's still a shit ton of outstanding races in the middle of the country, and I can't imagine that most of those won't go for the GOP. I still hold to my prediction. 235
is mine. That was just what I felt in my gut. It has based on no real facts, just a feeling, ultimately. Because think about it. It's like to follow this sort of this kind of event, you got to know as much or more than, say, a person might know about every player in the NFL. What do you got? Over 1,000 participants in this event? Yeah, I think 1,200, something like that. That's a lot of shit to keep track of, man. So I could tell that's what the media does is they like to essentially, they sound smarter than they are by focusing on the ones that are the hot button races that people are interested in. And that's exactly what we're doing. But of course, hey, that's what's important too. The Senate races, the gubernatorials, unfortunately,
the governorships are outsizedly important, especially with regards to election laws and the state houses.
I know. Exactly.
By the way, I think Kemp beat Abrams overall by almost exactly the polling margin at the moment, although the 3 counties that don't have any reporting, I think, are all red. So he'll probably come in a little bit ahead of that. So Stacey Abrams, the loserist of the loser candidates, knocked off her pedestal.
Is it? It hasn't been declared though, right?
It has.
Oh,
I think Stacey Abrams could have won if she had like a video of some daredevil riding a motorcycle through her 2 front teeth, like the gap.
Her speech,
any bets?
Speech will be blaming voter suppression that didn't happen.
All right. What was the percentage?
It's let me go back to it just a second.
What's the gap?
The gap. Kemp's got 53.9 and Abrams has 45.5. So that's more than an 8-point gap.
Yeah, that ain't no.
That's roughly on par with polling.
You can't call for a recount on that one.
Yeah, no. The last time around, didn't she lose by less than a point? I think.
Yeah. She had a case then. But,
by the way, everyone on Twitter is exploding about Herschel Walker.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy about that.
Everywhere.
That's a big win.
Brooklyn Dad Defiant. I swear I'll never understand how so many people voted for fake police officer Herschel Walker.
Brooklyn Dad Defiant is literally a paid Democrat propagandist on Twitter. He is all over everyone's fucking recommended. It's ridiculous.
More than that because of the
literally paid propaganda
system that happens to exist there.
This has been proven.
And Red Tsunami 2022 is now trending, probably because of the 3 gubernatorial slots there that the Republicans held. All 3 of those a few months ago, the Dems wanted to take them. They lost all 3 now. Jennifer Kiggins defeats Elaine Luria in Virginia's 2nd congressional district. That is a flip for the Republicans. It was the RNC chair that said that, by the way, as far as working with Biden after.
Herschel Walker was the Republican Senate candidate in Georgia.
No,
Georgia's looking really red.
I thought the person who said it should have filled it in for us. Oh well.
It was a strong, lean Democrat thing. Herschel Walker is currently 1 point ahead of his opponent, Raphael Warnock, with 69% of people reporting. It's looking like he's probably going to win. And everyone was saying it was going to be like a close but easy victory for Warnock.
If Carrie Lake takes Arizona,
it's looking like Herschel Walker is going to get it.
She takes Arizona, which I still think the deep state won't allow. But if she does, then I think pretty much MAGA is officially becomes the Republican Party as we know it.
Yeah. Ooh, what's this happening in Pennsylvania? Yeah, Fetterman is still leading Oz, but it's less than a 5-point gap now. Oh, do we have
Oz isn't
no, that's the
particularly
Schubert
good,
Daniel
and
race.
Fetterman would be a
Wrong
good
one.
clown
Do we
to
have
like
anything
bully
from the New York gubernatorial
in
race?
videos and stuff. So I'm not too
Maybe?
torn up about
We do
that
have
if he
some
loses.
results.
But we need
Yeah,
as many
Hochul
red
leading
seats as we
Zeldin
can.
with a third of the vote in. I think that's probably counting most of New York City.
Yeah.
So 64 versus 36, roughly.
How could I can't believe that'll hold.
I expect Blue State
Whatever.
honking personally.
It'll probably close a little, but she'll win based on those early.
Yeah, I think that Hochul wins, but it'll be a lot closer. By the way, we have a $200 super chat from X Trip Boom X. Awesome stream, boys! Come on, clankers, help Sleazy P Martini on Rumble. Now back to Rumble.
Just
Clank,
subscribe,
clank,
please.
with some honk honk POY.
I'm gonna go sub to him. You need at least 100
Jack Terry, Rhonda
subscribers to
McDaniel,
stream
Mitt
on there.
Romney's niece. I didn't know that. Musically Assured Destruction.
Yeah,
What are the odds of a recount or lawfare over some of these races? It'll get legally messy. There will definitely be suits filed by both sides of the aisle over anything that's close. There will be a bunch of recounts, etc. Most of which will be, unsuccessful in the end, as we've seen, including those that are launched by Democrats. Other than in Pennsylvania, there they have no problem ramming everything through. No issues for them legally in that state. It's sort of like if you're a Republican in Wyoming. I mean, you probably get your way at the end of the day.
Well, it looks like Walker's widening his lead a little bit. So he's up about 16,000 votes.
I was paying attention to
I'll
Walker.
check
A
it.
lot of people wrote him
Yeah.
off. He seems
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
It's widening
Yeah.
a little bit.
And that's with at least two presumptively red counties outstanding. I think most of the big city areas have finished their counts. There are only
Of course,
a couple
people
there
called
left.
him an Uncle Tom
he
and
needs
shit
to-
like
he
that because
needs
he didn't
to
follow the
widen it a lot, or that late night
plantation.
democracy fortification might close the gap, and he'll take it.
Well,
from him.
the other thing is that neither of them is likely to hit 50%, so you go to a runoff.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Well, it's
my
80%.
Isn't that lovely?
That's 20%. That means there's 1/5 is still yet to.
Yeah, if Walker gets enough votes from those outstanding counties, he might just hit 50%. Assuming that he wins, but I don't think so. I think Walker will win in the end, but it will go to runoff first.
They better not
Tammy
honk in this
Duckworth
shit.
in Illinois.
That Chuck Grassley, yeah.
That's the preppiest sounding name I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
That sounds like every girl that ever went to, William and Mary and stayed in one of those cushy little sorority houses.
K Shoots, that's not all. War in. RS3 T Cool Guy. Hey, Styx, keep up the good work. Your commentary and predictions are helpful in today's modern day madness. Your co-hosts are doing a fine job as well. Would you mind checking up on New Jersey's 5th and 7th district? They seem to be close. Yeah, just a sec. New Jersey, 5th and 7th. Sometimes loading's a little bit slow here because there's probably about 500,000 fucking people paying attention to the fucking map. New Jersey 5th.
That's gonna.
I pulled up.
What?
I pulled up the Real Clear Politics polls, and they have nothing.
I didn't think New Jersey was
Just
that
like a lot of
close.
places.
Yeah, New Jersey 5th is neck and neck.
Polata versus Gottheimer.
Yeah, it's a little bit less close in the 7th. So I mean, they could be flipping Republican, but they lean towards the Dems at the moment. We have a $300 super chat from Smokey Hormel. Hey, Sleazy. I was staying at a rock hotel on tour in the 90s, and I had a dream that I was on stage with Guar getting slime sprayed all over my guitar strings. The next morning, I found out Guar had been staying there the night before we did. Thanks for the nightmares. Love seeing Styx and his doppelganger.
Hey, well, if it makes you feel any better, one time we had to use a bus that had been just used by Roy Clark on a tour. And so when first time we got on the new bus during the transfer, I fell asleep and had a dream I met Johnny Cash. So I guess that happens. There's some sort of weird,
No, it's called memetics, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck CNN politics. Check Reuters. Well, Reuters is no better. I mean, they're doing hit pieces on free speech all the time.
I used to think NPR
Buttsack
was
ball
okay.
cheek. Sticks, please say hi to Lauren. Oh, hello, Lauren.
They've lied too many times.
I wonder how many people are tuned into the Young Turks right now.
Fuck NPR.
Maybe it's still less than us. What are we at on Rumble, actually? Let me take a look at that.
We're still tied 40-40 in the Senate.
Yeah. They'll probably stay. Well, I mean, we're not going to know some of these races for days anyway. So
the only ones they've declared is Rubio and Bennett.
It's Rubio.
That's it. That's all they've declared so far.
Not a huge surprise.
Rubio.
All right, I'm going to take another quick break, if I may, and just freshen up for a moment, and then I'll get Chris Whalen aboard.
Awesome.
Apparently, that guy's a certified public accountant. I've actually never seen anything with him before.
What do we got? Let's talk to the chat.
Yeah, let me actually, since he's not that great at holding things himself when he's alone. So you guys ever hear HR 4310? I believe it is. Basically, the U.S. So I think it was 2012, like an Obama law that he signed into existence. The corpo media is allowed to push like government propaganda now. They used to not be allowed to do that. They had to be like more independent, I guess. Now they can be arms of the state and lie to us all the fucking time. You guys ever notice how news seemed to get worse and worse and worse after 2012? It's always been shit, but oh my god, they are just getting worse and worse ever since 2012-ish. Of course, Trump getting elected made it far more extreme. Like they just stopped hiding any semblance of journalistic integrity at that point. Just straight up propaganda now, nonstop commie propaganda nonsense. I'm gonna unmute him.
How's that huge fucking slice of Montana blue? No shit. Let's take a look.
No.
I have to go on my own map.
The left side?
Touching
Touching Iowa, I think.
I guess that it would be the House. All right. Come on, CNN. You fuck.
Commie News
You're
Network.
hiding it from me. All right.
They used to say, no, they still say they're like
Holy shit.
Bipartisan.
You know what? That's Californians moving up there. I guarantee it. Missoula, Flathead, and Butte. Yeah. They brought their fucking libtard ways with them. And everyone knows it, right? Guy's been worried. Holy fuck. Look, only 1% of the vote has come in, though. Calm down. Relax. Only 1% has come in. Trannell is got he's got 2/3 of the vote, which you know, if it was more than 1%, I could see where there might be some room for panic there. But the fact that it's blue at all, even for this first 1% of the voting, I bet you can attribute that to that infamous libtard migration from the left coast.
I see so much of that.
They're bringing them ways, them
my part of
civil
Texas.
ways with them. Scared the piss out of me, says Taylor. Montana sending a communist to the Congress for us, man. Californians get bullets to fight against. Well, shit. I live in West Montana. When shit hits the fan, we have plenty of ammo for the Californians.
I know what we're gonna play tonight. Yeah. This guy is so snoozy. Snoozy as fuck. Yeah, it's looking like we're gonna have a red wave. Do you guys want me to switch straight over to a game?
Super chats. Hey, Sleazy, I was staying in Rocco. Oh, but that's it. This has been read already. Hey, it's worth reading it again. I was staying in a Rock Hotel on tour in the 90s.
Yeah, don't California or Texas. We already have Austin, 100%, man.
Like I said, that one I had was
so many commies in my area. The funny thing is, though, I've noticed straight up anime level pompadour. I've noticed ever since maybe around 2018, we've seen like a lot of people move from California to my part of Texas, and I've seen that they're getting less and less libtardy every single year that Biden is in office. They're moving back the other direction. They're like, ah, shit, I don't like
The
this.
tale about
Like they're waking up,
having
getting
my
red
weird
pilled.
dream, the doppelganger dream or something, whatever it was described by in the super chat about my dream meeting Johnny Cash on the tour bus. So in my dream, you sleep in those bunks, but there's a lounge area in the back and a lounge area in the front. And so I dreamt that I go to the lounge area in the back.
Exactly what's happening.
And just like dreams, the lounge area was impossibly large, for a bus lounge area. And I sit down and there's Johnny Cash. He's regaling everyone in the band with a rendition of Folsom County Blues. And then he stops mid-song and he turns to me and he says, "Hey, brother, do you think maybe I could have my bunk back?" And I was like shocked because I didn't realize I had taken it from him. And I said, "Of course, Johnny, of course, you're a legend, anything you want." And he goes, "Thank you. Because, the road is hard and it makes a man brittle too." I was done. That was the most Johnny Cash thing, I could ever hear. It's like, no, it was your dream.
Highly realistic.
Yeah.
By the way, Chris Whalen is connecting here. Just first, though, an update. Walker has pulled further ahead of Warnock. He is perilously close to getting to 50%.
Oh, my God.
If Georgia ends up being a pickup for the GOP, that's it. It's all over for the night, effectively. That would secure a red wave. If it doesn't go to runoff, I expect he will not get to 50%. I expect that the outstanding areas that are there, one of them is reliably red. That's the little county up in the far northeast corner of the state. That'll go heavily for Walker. The outstanding votes from outer Atlanta, though, and south of Columbus may be more balanced. It's going to be really goddamn close. If he manages to clinch 50%, the Republicans will take the Senate.
He is trending towards 50%, though. It has been. So
yeah, he's a little bit more than a point ahead right now, about 45,000 votes. 37,000 votes.
But all trends saying he is closing in on 50%.
He's outperforming.
He's totally going to win.
That's 17% to go to count. Still come in. That's enough. You might be able to close that gap. It's only 0.4.
Let's get Chris Whalen aboard here. Hello, my man. You are on.
Good evening, everybody.
Blank.
This is Chris Whalen, CPA. By the way, links in the description to his sites as well. I think I have your YouTube and your Twitter there. And I know on Twitter you've also got your website listed. He is from New Jersey, correct?
That's correct.
And he can do your taxes and give all sorts of good advice. So, yeah, hit him up.
And Sleazy, I agree with you that they should be able to have real-time vote counts.
Yeah.
There's
no reason why, right? It would be just nothing but, because isn't a voting machine really a tabulator?
I would be honest,
That's all it is. Why can't it be centralized and the count just gets real time and you could watch it on TV?
I agree. I've really been enjoying all the other guests so far. It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Styx did an outstanding job of putting together this incredible cast, man, of people that have shown up. Not myself, not included. He's just feels sorry for me because I got destroyed on YouTube. He's helping a brother out.
I wonder.
Everyone else.
I need to be in your good graces to get the good crack. Otherwise, I have to get it from Hunter.
Yeah.
It's all cut and baking soda and.
I have my predictions that you don't want. I have the House 230, the Senate 52, and I thought 4 gubernatorial pickups by the end of it all.
I was predicting 53 or 54 Senate.
So you think 4 gubernatorial pickups? So where would the 4th one be? Because I've got 3.
Yeah, I can't pull up the map right now because I don't want to ruin the StreamYard connection right now. But I had 4. It might be 3.5 to 4.
Yeah, I thought it'd be more likely to be 2 than 4. Actually, I was a little bit more pessimistic.
Well, that's part of what I wanted to talk about. My perspective is dealing with clients on the street level and around the country and the world, and so I always come prepared with notes for you about different topics. So I hope you don't mind if I hit on some of those.
No, that's fine.
Well, first of all, I really feel the red wave was started back with the 2020 election. It never really stopped, you know. The country is unified. I hear all this talk about civil war. We talked about Tim Pool. He's always worried about a civil war, and I know he's been swatted a bunch of times, but I find the country is more together than ever, more unified. You know, all different kinds of people around the country, and this is based on my client base. You know, I see the total opposite. One thing that was interesting during the lockdowns that I thought there was that the conservatives had control, because they've wanted teachers to bring video cameras into their classrooms for decades. They, of course, said no, and now with the COVID and the lockdowns, they welcome them into virtue signal. So I thought there was no way that was a Democratic-led push, really, because for decades they would never allow it. So I thought it was fantastic that the parents got to see what's really happening in the classrooms for the first time. And that's why they pulled it. There's a couple of million students, right? 4 million that were pulled out of public schools that are in private or homeschooled now just because of that. So I thought that was, and also the other things for the red wave were Second Amendment Supreme Court, Roe v. Wade Supreme Court. You know, so all these people that think we're not unified, or that the conservatives haven't had a good influence, I don't know where they get that from. How do you feel about that?
I would agree. I think that education has been the main unifying issue of all. Actually, one thing I thought was that the Republicans really should have gone further with this. In the last month, they sort of petered out on talking about things like critical race theory in favor of just talking about a few things like guns and inflation. And it's like, those are major issues, the border as well. But you were literally handed the win by the Democrats on education for the first time in a generation.
Winning issue. It's
a winning issue, and they
how
pulled back.
It's how Youngkin took Virginia. Youngkin
exactly
just simply stiff-armed Trump, more or less, even though Trump was smart enough not to take that personally, and he still supported Youngkin. But Youngkin was basically, hey, I have to play it both ways here. This is Virginia. It's a very purple state. And it worked. And the mama bears showed out in force. This new demographic that they are already labeled now, the frightened, angry, white suburban women, you know, which will be demonized tomorrow in the media if the election goes as expected. So it is a winning issue, education.
Yeah. Well, the thing about the moms, suburban moms, a lot of them are buying guns, by the way, in my client base. Mm-hmm. The amount of women at the gun range has increased exponentially the past 18 months, a lot of them being suburban moms. I would say a liberal plus a gun is a Republican vote, regardless of political registration.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And, yeah.
And it's a registration advantage now.
Talk about, what'd you say? I'm sorry?
And it's a registration advantage now, too.
So we haven't talked a lot tonight about the Hispanic vote, and what's weird to me is they always are surprised when they talk to an Hispanic person and they might go red or vote Republican. But under Trump, the lower income Americans had a lot of wage gains, well above minimum wage everywhere, and that's because he had the border tight, so the labor supply was tighter. And that helped everyone actually make more money the natural way. Mm-hmm. So, of course, Biden has decimated all those gains. So a lot of those lower income Americans are legal Hispanic immigrants, especially border states. I deal with a lot of them. I mean, it's very apparent that they know exactly who would try to take care of them and who now took away all the benefits that Trump gave them. So when I hear any pundit that's perplexed that Hispanic voters would go towards the Republican or conservative parties, or it's funny to me. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. The day labor that is much more available in competing directly in businesses that these people have developed that are here legally, you know, they're negatively impacted by, as we know, under the table labor, right? Under the table wages, or even the above the table wages, which is because that's what we have now. They're allowed illegals are here allowed to operate function within the economy as if they are citizens. There's nothing stopping them from getting driver's license, nothing stopping them from, doing all these things. And so they come in and you have a nice lawn care service that you've built up in a certain area. And then suddenly
lawn care, you're going with the stereotype.
Yeah, well, you're right. You're right.
True.
Any kind of service, it's what has happened here. So I would think that the shall we say, people have been here who came here earlier are going to resent the people coming later. And
to quote James Carville, Bill Clinton's campaign manager in 1992, it's the economy, stupid.
Spiritual and religious, and they're extremely family oriented.
Right.
So those two things are towards the conservative side.
Well, this harkens back to what I was just talking about on the education and trying to keep the schools, the parents control the schools, not the NEA,
Exactly. And the other thing I'm seeing a lot of is that the suburban moms, we talked about them, they're not being as polite anymore. They're not holding their tongues as much.
They went after their kids.
They've stopped faking agreement with the virtue signaling for acceptance amongst their friends. That's something I'm noticing too, that a lot of the groups of people in the suburbs they want to talk out against these things, but they're afraid of being canceled. And that's really starting to go away, which I've noticed just in meetings and dealing with so many people around the country. They're openly discussing these issues, which I think is another great sign that leads us into 2024.
Yeah.
I can't help but wonder if there was they were much more fearful because the control over the social media that the large tech corporations have.
Yeah, don't take that as me endorsing James Carville. That's using the enemy's language against them. I've got 2 votes for Rekieta, 0 for continuing here. I think Chris Whalen seems like a little bit of a Melvin. If you haven't even voted yet, Lynx Bro, I'm gonna vote for Rekieta. I want to see what he has to say. So I'm gonna move his tab up here. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this muted. I'm going to make that stream invisible just in case like any midget porn pops up, because I don't know what the fuck else is going to open up on one of my other tabs by accident. So we're going to pull up Rekieta. Oh, by the way, Styx actually gave permission to do watch-alongs and restreams and stuff like that. That's part of the reason I did it, because I really wanted to share watching Styx with you guys, because I open every morning with Styx viewing. Like, he has like an hour-long stream these days. He used to do like 8 to 12 minute. Yeah, if it's less entertaining, Doug Tenable is on his stream. Doug Tenable did get yeeted from YouTube for talking about the honking in very explicit ways. I'm gonna play Rekieta, and you know what? If I get censored, YouTube will have to deal with Texas Attorney General. What was his fucking name again? I'm drawing a blank on. Is it Ken Paxton? Yeah, Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton, and I'm gonna vote Rekieta. There we go. There's my 3rd vote. Oh shit, it wouldn't let me do it in Streamlabs. Whatever. We're gonna open up Rekieta. Window capture. Oh yeah, let me minimize that because I don't know if there's any weird shit up there. Good. Of course Rumble's giving me trouble. I hit play. It's loading. Let's pull it up on Odyssey. He probably is also streaming on Odyssey. Odyssey Rekieta Raw. We're gonna see.
It looks like they're going for a runoff.
What the fuck?
He needs that 0.4, and then they basically they cannot take any more votes out of Atlanta, which
shit, law of self-defense too.
I can look at Augusta over here and see what's left. Yeah, Augusta is mostly counted. Richmond County.
Who the fuck's Tim?
Yeah, Chatham 92.6. So yeah, there's no more votes to come in from for the blue side, anyways, from down in the south. Looks like the red counties have all been 90s. Yeah, 99 here. Yeah, so and then of course we're 83% overall. So it looks like the bulk of the votes are going to come in from the suburbs around Atlanta, which are not necessarily Democrat. right? Suburbs of the big cities tend to be a little bit more Republican, or at least split 50-50. So that doesn't mean Walker's in trouble, but it does look like he's not going to get that extra point. Well, he needs 0.4 plus one extra vote. So it doesn't look like he's going to get quite that, because he has to get that ahead of.
It's a South Park thing. YouTube's not going to give you
Ahead of
that.
the water break.
Oh my gosh.
Immediately, we
Listen,
go over
I
to
have to
Rekieta.
bring
They're
them around.
testicles.
They're beautiful. They're magnificent. They're terrific.
I don't
but
regret moving.
I can't bear the weight of it on my own. So I need a wheelbarrow, a wonderful one, strong wheels, a good axle. Sorry.
The most amazing axle.
The most amazing.
No, the most amazing axle is, of course, Axl Rose.
He is the axle.
Immediately
Wait a
balls.
minute. The Minnesota's Minnesota's
Oh.
going.
Yeah, but the metro hasn't been counted yet.
There's no way Minnesota's
It
going to go.
always looks like it's going to
Wait,
be
is that his
red
Well, but
wife?
this is
when
the
metro
house.
comes
No,
in.
the
No,
metro's
that's
been
Rackets'
counted here.
wife.
They're all leaning blue.
Yeah.
But
I recognize her now.
But then this is all right. But these are house
was the
districts,
voice.
so like these are individual elections.
Yeah.
They can't
Just
sum
that's
it up until
always
they know
what
how many
Minnesota
votes they
looks like.
need.
Oh,
That's
you're still
always
looking
what
at.
Minnesota looks like. It's like the whole state is red
just-
except for the, downtown, the Twin
Right.
Cities area.
You're still
Illinois.
looking
They're
at
all
my
blue,
screen.
and then the whole
Well-
state goes blue.
Yeah, I know we're looking at your screen because you're
Okay.
about to talk about something useful. I was just looking
Okay.
at Minnesota off screen.
Oh, I thought you wanted to show people the map of Minnesota, but
No, it's really
Nah, we're
shitty,
just
right? Like
whining
it's
about Minnesota.
it's worthless right now. Here, I'll show it real quick. This is the Minnesota governor's map. This is kind of what I care about because I want Tim Walz to get fired and have to move to Wisconsin like an embarrassment. And I want Scott Jensen to win. But they've already counted most of the Twin Cities, which is going to be heavily blue. Duluth, this area is going to be heavily blue in here, but then this is all going to be red. So
but they're low populations, so I mean,
your low
Well,
population.
Yeah, get wrecked.
there are as many
Nerd.
people in the
Your
Twin
whole
Cities.
country.
Yes, there are as many people in the Twin Cities as this entire province.
Yeah. Now do New York Metro now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all of Canada.
The population of California is higher than all of Canada, and I think it's 80.
The population of my town is higher than all of Canada.
82%. Hey, at least this country exists, unlike Australia.
That's true.
Get
That's
dumped
true.
on. At least we're not Australia. Let's, we should write that on our flag from now on. But, something like 82% of all Canadians live within 100 miles of the U.S. border.
Well, as they should.
Stay on your side,
Yeah.
Canuckistani.
We're all trying. They need to put the wall up on the northern border.
Yeah,
We're
that's
trying
what
to
I
beat
always
it.
say. Holy shit,
Anyways,
he said my
What you
thing.
guys are looking at is the county listing for Georgia. So this is the vote that's still out there.
Can't spell Canuck without cuck.
Of
the
course,
right
you
links,
got,
bro.
Which
No, you're great,
which
dude.
county is going
Come on
which
down
way.
here. Come to Texas.
That's pain.
And then this last column here is the percent in. So you can see that most counties are into the 90s. They're also low population counties. This is the percent of the population across the state and the votes to expect. So someone asked in the chat about Stevens County, which doesn't have any reporting yet. But the population of the county is 26,000, of which maybe 50% vote. 50% are eligible to vote. So don't expect that one county to make any significant movement in the race. John Fetterman just got knocked out of the 50%. He's down to 49.6.
Oh,
Well, how's Dr. Oz doing?
Yeah, well, that's the Fetterman Oz. So he's caught up. He's now behind by 1.7.
not
Make it
close enough for my
1.6.
taste.
Should Dr. Oz win though? Because Dr. Oz is a dummy.
Yeah, he's kind of
Well,
I have a low
I
opinion
mean-
of almost every politician. Oh, Lindsey Graham.
yeah.
Oh
Does
no,
ladybugs.
wait. We got to see what Lindsay has to say.
Oh,
Tell us about your ladybugs, you pervert.
Yeah,
Ladybugs?
his wife doesn't know.
Lindsay's ladybugs.
That was just my
I'll
little
tell you about
ladybugs.
his ladybugs in a second. Oh shit!
I talked about him earlier.
Break it again.
Ugh.
Yeah, he
You
forgot
do
to
it
change.
wrong.
Get out of the way here
Ew.
at this.
Whoa.
Oh, they're calling Shapiro for the governor.
And why couldn't you just say it out loud? Making him laugh, cock teasing us like that, holding out. Riveting.
There's no audio, no sound.
Oh, fucking hell. It does this every time. Hold on.
Boomer moment.
Sorry, guys. He's the worst.
Republican.
Yeah.
Give vanity credence?
You know, not really. I think it was a referendum on Biden. You know, if we take back the House, and we
I
get the
should have
Senate
just
majority,
dubbed
that's
over
a
for
very
him.
Good night. A wave would have been
Yeah.
like New
He
Hampshire
should've.
and Colorado. So, you know, you got
Colorado.
Democrats, they perform well in a lot of these
So,
swing districts.
there's
you know,
a
couple of days from now,
chat
we'll know better.
room
But at
of
the end of the day, guys,
prostitutes
if we take the House
What?
and the
in
Senate,
DC
we're going to have to sit
that
down as a
talk
country and figure out what
in a
to do with
private
it.
room
Some
about their
unsolicited
clients.
advice to President Biden. If
There's
we
a
do take
male
the House and we do
prostitute
take the Senate,
Massage
talks
parlor.
about
let's all
his
go to the border and see if we can
client
find a way
It was
to
a
fix it.
euphemism.
I've
Lindsey
got a bill
Graham.
with Elizabeth Warren,
There's
believe
a
it
bunch
or not,
of
to
birthmarks
regulate
on his
social
taint
media.
and butthole.
Maybe we could do something in
And when he
energy,
asked him about them, he
in the
said,
energy space. So
"Those are my
if it's a
little
divided government,
ladybugs."
maybe something good can come of it.
Wait, what? Say that again.
I
Last
want to
part?
just
Those
mention
are my
that we have
little
a result in the
ladybugs.
Ohio
You guys think
Senate
Lindsey
race.
Graham's a
JD
top or
Apparently,
a
like what his
bottom?
mom used to
and
call
beating
him or
Tim
something.
Ryan,
I don't want to talk
the
about that.
Democratic
Big call here.
So we've got a result
Wait.
there. Let's keep talking. Senator
JD Vance has beat Tim Ryan for the Ohio Senate.
You know,
Oh, okay, that was.
of the party.
I think
There's the
pretty
DeSantis,
much earlier in the night they
vein
were
of the
saying
party.
Ryan was going to
DeSantis
win on the
having a
Young
very
Turks, so
good
that's
night. We don't
fine.
know yet how
Yep,
he'll,
let them out.
fare.
So JD Vance, I don't know if you know this, Nick, but he
President Trump said
wrote the book
today with
Hillbilly Elegy.
Ron DeSantis. He said it would
That's
be
what he's
Hillbilly
best known
what?
for. Hillbilly Elegy.
I've heard of that.
I've never heard of it.
I don't know what it is, though. I
It's a
don't
cool
remember
book. He talks about
Share
the loss
I'll
of the
wear it.
blue collar Democrats
Do it.
Yeah,
to the
that.
Republicans.
sit with you.
Do it, bitch.
Jesus, calm down, woman.
Take it for
Fucking
what it's worth.
Lady Rag
I'm
is
just teasing. I'm just teasing.
Lady Rag is apparently going to wear this outfit, I guess. Well, I might have to crowdfund it. I'm
Is
going
it
to
a cow
go.
bikini?
Oh God,
Oh
no,
my
it's
God.
so much worse, Tim.
I'm going to go over to Sherwin Williams right now and buy
I
it.
was
Do
kidding.
it.
I've had too much to drink.
She's got the purse puppies for it.
Oh, not
Purse
that
puppies
one.
are tits, right?
I think a lot
Sweater
of people
sweater
want,
puppies.
but
That,
don't
yeah.
have a
Call me a
shot
bitch. Call me a bitch one more
I'm
time.
not gonna
That's,
call you a bitch. I'm
horny
sorry, I did it
brain.
First
by
time.
himself.
Did you do
We'll
it?
see how
Did
he
you
does.
share it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can someone do a wellness check on the twink in Lindsey Graham's basement?
Ooh, North Carolina's looking
Well, I
interesting.
don't know. It depends on what happens tonight. If Biden doesn't
Nick
run,
painted
who
me
do you
once.
replace him with?
But
You
it
know,
wasn't with the
President Trump
numeric
has
flag.
Check up on him.
Wow, got
I don't know
Nothing.
Walker's now at
who
0.7.
replace President Biden.
Oh
I love how
shit!
Tim just
South
keeps
Park made
going.
that joke.
I love you, Tim.
Yeah, just
Let me Google
just
that.
gonna
Tonight's
just
gonna
provide
be-
Yeah,
some
just move it on. Just move on, babe.
If we take
not address it and just
Perfect.
go.
majority.
It's
Y'all made a
perfect.
good point. I said 20.
I mean, look.
House seats and
No, babe, I've
52
had too
Senate
much
seats.
to drink.
I think we're gonna
Keep
have
going.
25.
You just keep talking about
So,
politics.
It's not a way for sure.
All right, so we're starting to see the Arizona race shape up now.
Thanks for being with us.
That's where
Kerry
that
Lake's
joke
actually
came
pretty far
from.
behind.
I always think about him having that.
They
It was
only got
probably
50%
like
of the Maricopa County vote, so not looking good for her.
that South Park joke probably stuck in my head for a long time.
So she's
and I
going to
forgot
lose.
that they made
Arizona's going to be blue again.
Thanks, Links, bro.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
The Senate race? No, yeah, Masters is way behind.
Arizona Ranger needs to step in and stop the
I mean, it's-
honkening in
and they got
Arizona.
50% of the vote in, so I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get that one. Yeah, looks like. I mean, Fetterman started off with such a huge lead, and now it's almost gone.
You're
They're
saying
neck
South
and
Park
neck
made
now.
the Canada northern border
It's
joke.
almost
Oh yeah, I thought you were
69%
talking
counted.
about the twink in the basement thing. I just said it because it
Ooh.
sounded like a natural thing.
So
Why am I here?
I don't know. Most of the time, I don't know. But I figured we needed more red represent because I'm representing the Democrats with my
yeah,
blue,
why are you blue? What's wrong with you?
my blue Nirvana shirt. And
Hiccups now.
No, he's just Canadian conservative blue.
Oh, is
You know,
that
he
what
knew
it
I
is?
was. Yeah. Our conservative party here is blue.
Oh, Tim's a
So
Canadian.
he was. Nick just wanted to show his Canadian side.
That's what it is.
A Canadian
bro.
conservative.
Wait. Someone told me they loved me. Wait, where is it? I
It was
gonna
Chef
respond
Adam.
to them.
It was Chef
Where
Adam.
is it?
It's way the fuck up here.
You're making me
Right
dizzy.
here.
I love you,
Ah.
lady, in the most homo way. I love you too, Chef Adam.
Disney misses on profit
Well,
targets.
Chef
Yeah,
Adam
get
is our
fucked.
resident gay.
I
on
love
Locals.
him.
Oh, speaking of which, we have a lesbian governor now in the U.S. I don't know why I'm
really?
saying we. Yeah. I don't know why I'm
We
saying
being
we.
us. Where?
Yeah.
What state?
Hang on, I gotta find it.
What are your
Beto O'Rourke
qualifications?
didn't get elected.
I munch carpet.
Yes, Beto O'Rourke
Identity
is definitely
politics
a
win.
lesbian.
Beto O'Rourke
No, wait,
didn't
no, he
win.
isn't.
Good one, Nick. Good one.
Who's
Anyways, so I mean, we can put to rest that there was going to be a red tsunami. I mean, Drex called this
Red tsunami. That feels like a period.
Put to
joke.
rest. It looks like there is one.
All right,
It
that
didn't
was a
happen.
woman comedian thing. I apologize.
Yeah, you went straight to the vagina.
That sucks.
Massachusetts.
I hate women comedians.
Okay, so Massachusetts. has
Massachusetts.
Yeah, Maura Healy.
more like
Healy.
acid chew ass eating joke. I don't know. I got it.
You failed. Drink more. You'll get there.
If I drink too much, I won't.
True.
I should have had some
True.
sips.
Anyways, yeah, that's she's the first out lesbian state executive in the U.S. You know, it's a rough night for the Democrats when they're like, it's the first out lesbian elected,
It
or
totally
the first
matters,
black governor.
you guys.
There we go. First black governor of Maryland.
Gives a shit. Fucking
I
identity
like how
politics. The cancer.
I like how Young Turks are still here. They're still in this format. This guy's looking despondent in the middle.
His slicked back hair is really making me uncomfortable. He really needs.
He used
to
to not have
change it.
slick back
Looks
hair.
like Pierre
he looks
Poilievre
greasy now.
with,
I just don't
lighter
dig
hair.
it. I'm not digging it at all.
Look at that.
Like,
Look at
no.
that fucking.
It's okay.
you
Locals
could-
chat will
You
save
could land
you.
a plane on that forehead, man.
Yeah, they
Jesus.
will.
Ladies,
Dang.
do not pull your
Hey,
hair
I like
back
that wraparound
like
thing a lot. Someone send me that. I'll wear it for you.
Wait, this
Big
one?
forehead,
Yeah, I was
not
gonna say
good.
I would post a picture, but I won't. But I'll wear it for you. Holy shit! Yeah, I'll wear that for you.
Calm down.
That is a fantastic outfit. I know you can't share that, but man, I would wear that outfit.
Okay.
Wow, that was fantastic.
No,
I
guys.
love lingerie. Like,
Guys, there's no porn posting on Locals, and more
it's not
importantly,
porn,
more
no.
importantly, there's no Kathy Griffin in a bra posting on Locals.
Yeah,
what is
stop that
wrong with you,
shit.
disgusting
Ugh.
people?
Well,
Only thing
Ew.
worse than that is Madonna.
Ew.
no, it's not actually porn.
Her alien DNA is coming out.
Yeah, I have the
Three
Young
ladies
Turks
in
muted
some
because
laundry,
I don't really want
You guys see her? She looks like a fucking gray alien now. It's so funny. Who told me? Someone compared her to that, and I remembered.
Apparently,
I was like, "Holy shit, she does."
Young Turks. Young Turks stream is just having problems for
I
me.
feel bad because I feel like I'm more distracted by the locals and their lingerie postings, and I'm like, oh man, I want to wear that. Ah, man, where can I find something like that? Than the actual election. But I mean, I did my voting part. I've done my part. It's not like I can do any more. But
Who'd you vote for?
you already said. You said
already
it at the
told her?
beginning of the stream. What was it? You said it.
Scott, not Tim Walz?
No.
Not
all
Keith.
the legalized marijuana people.
Oh, that's right.
Allows legal.
Is that true?
No.
Did you do that? Oh, I thought that'd be funny.
No,
I'm happy with
it would be
gummies.
funny, but no, I did a little research, but it's my business. I don't need to share what
I
I
just,
voted
you
for.
don't have to share.
What?
No,
Why wouldn't?
but
you
I thought
share?
it was a funny answer anyway.
We did keep the Missouri Senate seat. The Republicans did. That's been called.
Good.
Hello, Andrew. Welcome back. You're muted, but
Thank you.
yeah, there you go. I wanted to ask you, Andrew, for one of the Colorado House races that I've been keeping an eye on, District 8 with Kirkmeyer. No?
I just live in the state. I have no fucking idea what's going on here. I don't even know who I voted for. I gave the ballot to my wife.
And she was listening to what you said, though. That's like some kind of broken circle.
Wait, aren't you opposed to
I
the
always
19th
listen to what
Amendment?
you know, I'm like, Nick,
Yeah,
what's your
repeal
vote?
the 19th.
You know.
No,
I
but she knows
love
what's in
women,
her
so I
best
hate when they
interest. I
suffer.
mean, if she
So
doesn't, you
in
know,
women's
I
suffrage.
don't want to send her to get my belt.
Unless she wants it.
Ah.
Come on.
Okay,
now.
so going
Come
to
on,
the House
Andrew.
race.
Real man uses his
So
hand.
as it currently stands, the Republicans have flipped 7 House seats, and the Democrats have flipped 2. And I think to take the House back, the Republicans had to flip 5.
Pretty sure I've flipped a couple seats in my day.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
Let the man analyze.
I'm sorry.
As
I'm here
have
for
we
jokes.
all.
I've already said I'm here for jokes.
As have we
Hell
all,
no, I'm
Lady
not here for
Rackets.
politics.
Oh, look, the Democrat won California. Look
Oh
at
my
that.
God.
Mike Crapo,
It
the
is my
worst
goal,
named
though.
politician.
No, stop. You have to hear my goal because I've had way too much to drink. It
I
is
know.
my goal.
I know.
What? That
That
I've
you've
had
had
too
way
much
too
to
much to
drink?
drink.
Okay, good.
Tiffany's
I thought you
smiley,
knew what
that's
my
cool.
goal was. And I'm like, really? I don't think I've ever said it out loud because I just thought of it just now.
Say your goal. Oh my god.
My goal is to. Sorry, I'm getting there. I'm getting
What
it.
if she's drunk too?
To get a woman to switch, a straight woman to become gay because I have changed her mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know where that came from. I'm just kidding.
I have an idea.
I have a callback for the chat.
It's from the alcohol.
It's-
I promise.
It's
Saw
the
Kathy
liquor.
Griffin got all horny.
That was too much and it's
Wouldn't
almost
that be
gone.
funny? Wouldn't that be funny if I could? No?
mean,
Okay. we'll
funny,
move
Oh,
on.
you can.
Ah! It depends on the woman.
Oh, they're all like that.
They're all like that. I love you, Andrew. I love you.
Women are very malleable. That's what I love about them.
That is very true. It's very true. We're like shit shows.
I've
Yeah.
never met one yet who didn't say, I would
Wreck
never
Abrams.
do that. Oh,
9-point lead.
it's also
By the
bad.
way, Nick, do
Pretty
you know
sure
if
I said
Razor
him.
Fist
Oh
is
yeah, I'll
joining
try
us?
anything.
Razor Fist?
Wait,
Don't
what was
tell
that?
my mother that.
Tim, what did you say?
Do you know if Razor Fist is going to be joining us at some point?
I have not talked
got all
to Razor
excited.
Fist in a while. Unfortunately, I
Are you
love
trying
talking
to
to
show
Razor
me
Fist.
lingerie. Is that what's happening over here?
No, I'm trying to show me lingerie, and you just happen to
Oh.
look over from time to time.
Nothing in the Razor
was
Fist
just
Discord
curious.
about it. I don't think he's
Oh,
going
he's
to
a
go
Kate-
there.
Katie
Why do you
Hopkins.
know somebody called Razor Fist?
Oh, dude,
I
you
kind of like
you
you
it.
learn
love
about him.
Razor
I mean,
Fist.
that sounded weird.
That guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
And
he's
he's
an on the
actually-
ground guy for Arizona. Like he was there 2 years ago. He was the one who was giving us all the updates
Wretched
on
Whitmer.
all the BS going on in Maricopa.
Yeah, Razor Fist. So he's just in general, he does fantastic YouTube commentary. I mean, I was a huge fan of Razor Fist before I started on YouTube. He does awesome reviews of 80s action movies. He does music reviews that are actually brilliant. And then all of a sudden he comes out with like political analysis, and you're like, holy shit, this guy knows exactly what he's talking about. He's great.
He's a
Razor Fist-
political science
it
major,
sounds
I
like a
think.
family law firm, Razor Fist and Bald Crusher LLC.
I'd subscribe. I'm sorry.
Sponsored by Ligma.
Yeah, it is.
Sponsored by Smashma.
Yeah. I do have a
I'd wear
callback.
that. Who's
Nick,
that? I'd wear that.
for your chat from 2 years ago because the
Chat?
Wisconsin Senate race is
No
too
idea.
close to call.
The Wisconsin Senate race is too close to call.
Yes, let's zoom in on Wisconsin.
I'll wear that.
Mm.
Joke. That was a joke.
Oh my
Never
God.
mind. That was a joke for my husband.
They're
Never
batting
mind.
50-50 on
Apologies.
jokes here.
Ooh, I'd wear that too.
Ooh,
I'm
this
sorry. The stupid chat is distracting me. I've
You're-
had
I'm
too
gonna
much
have to-
liquor to not control my ADHD.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
have
trying-
to
Or
turn.
two
I'm trying to
control
catch
my
up with
ADHD.
Lady Rackets. I feel like I'm falling behind badly here.
I'm sorry. I have
No,
ADHD,
don't
so like the
apologize.
chat like pulls my attention like nothing else, and I'm like, whoa, oh heavens. It's good stuff. Oh my gosh. Yeah, sorry, I'd wear that.
We know.
hmm Okay, in case you haven't noticed, I would wear anything strappy and like BDSM strap, like sexy. Fuck.
Nick, you should.
I wonder if Rekieta's an anal virgin. Fuck.
Probably. Sorry.
Just let her go.
Apologies.
Show the strap on, Racket's wife.
Okay, locals chat, just lingerie postable. Let her go. Best election stream. Oh wait, no, it's the Asian election stream
Just
at that
don't
point.
let me try anything on.
It's-
Woo!
It's the Asian election stream at that point.
Wait, what? Oh God, Nick. I hate you.
Eureka.
I love you. I love you.
Eureka, my erection stream. Okay, here we go. This guy says, read with Asian accent. Thanks to the panel, this is biggest erection I have ever had. Oh no.
I'm getting a clue this way.
Tim, what were you saying about Wisconsin? Save me, my good sir.
No, I'm just gonna let you bury yourself. Okay, let me pull up a Wisconsin map for you. 1 second. Share.
Oh, I hope some
Yes.
of these outfits are coming in the mail, by the way. Damn, yeah.
There you go. I got a
Yeah.
Wisconsin map for you.
Okay.
Sorry, Matt. Wisconsin,
Anybody have a map?
Wisconsin.
So
Lot of
here's the
red.
state of the race. So Johnson is beating Barnes by a pretty good, pretty
I'm
decent
sorry,
margin.
say that one more time. What?
Johnson's beating Barnes.
Thank you. Just making sure I heard that right.
60,
Johnson
60.
is beating Barnes.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the
His
name of my
name
rural
is an
sex tape.
off. Imagine if he's running against off.
Yeah.
Johnson would be beating off.
Or Richard. Johnson and Richard. Head to head, if you know what I
Earlier,
mean.
Mandela Barnes was ahead by like 2 or 3 points, I think. Him being behind.
That might have been one of the
over a
funniest
point
jokes
is
I've ever
good.
said on stream.
And it wasn't that funny. That's what makes it worse.
I wear the fuck out of that. Wait, where'd that go?
Calm down, woman.
Sorry. No, yeah. Okay, sorry.
Got me wondering if I should
Calm
put the
your
fucking
tits.
I'm sorry.
lingerie
I
on
Alright.
got
stream.
excited. I really enjoyed your joke. Oh man, though.
Let me get the locals link and post that to chat.
I'm back to the jokes. Away from the chat. Stupid chat.
So the problem for the Republicans is that there's a lot of Milwaukee vote left to count. The good thing for the Republicans is that the Madison vote is mostly in. You'll see how steep of a advantage the Democrats have in Madison. So the fact that most of those votes have already been counted and he's still behind is looking good for Johnson. Looking good, Mr. Johnson.
It's a good-looking Johnson.
It's a very good-looking Johnson. You'll notice that there's a bunch of counties that are not even colored in yet, so I expect a lot of those are red counties.
But is anybody beating Johnson? That's what I want to know.
Here's Kenosha County for anyone who's curious. Just going to move on from that one, Andrew. But yeah, for anyone curious, there's
to swallow the liquid in my mouth for like 4 minutes, and
She
I
says
couldn't
that
because I
all
was
the
laughing
time.
so hard.
Oh, Nick, if you had a nickel,
Oh,
you wouldn't
it's
need
horrible.
to do YouTube.
Oh my gosh,
Some of the lingerie posting they're
But-
doing is kind of achy.
you people are the worst.
So yeah, and Green Bay, which I think is up here, and I don't even know how to say
Like
that.
there's a man.
But there's
with...
Kenosha County.
Oh
So-
God.
This whole state's really Canada. You should know it pretty well.
You know, I find it weird that Kenosha is so close.
Oh!
You would think after
Hillary
all of
Clinton
the
in a fucking
Rittenhouse. I guess it's
bikini.
like right across the line is Illinois, right?
Good thing that's a Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
It's really close to Chicago. So you've still got a bunch of dumb fuckery happening.
Yeah, and then so I mean, this is what's going to determine the night. How much Milwaukee vote is there left to account?
A lot of dead people in Milwaukee.
Yeah, apparently. Hey, but there are also drag queen judges in the Cream City. Don't you know?
I hate that it's called the Cream City. I
love
actually
that.
legitimately hate that.
Nick,
I'm sorry, I
there
was talking about something else, not the
a
Cream
judge.
City.
A judge created a foundation called the Cream City Foundation, and it was geared to education for children.
Yeah, I
Cream
know.
City
I know.
Foundation.
I covered the case where they found him with all the fucking child porn on his computer, and we went to prison.
Yeah, he sponsored Drag Queen Story Hour. Go
You
figure.
ruin my giggle mode when you say things like that.
Don't worry, it'll come back. The chat's been posting so
Ooh, I
much
like
lingerie that it's embarrassing.
I like that.
Is that lingerie?
I like her waist.
That's
Dang.
a lot of straps.
Yeah, my eyes
Look
are
at the-
glued to
like,
the
did you
lingerie
see
right
the
now.
difference
I
between
should
her
look away
waist
from it.
and
Stop Faye Reagan posting.
Or not.
But yeah, these other blue counties, like
whoa! What is that though? Ish.
Can he talk? Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. It scared me.
No, that was my high school graduation photo.
No. It's I don't even know what that's on. What is that on?
Hillary
Nick?
Clinton. Will you stop? It's on Odyssey. Odyssey's the worst chat.
Oh, that's the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Andrew, how long did you have to sit still for the camera to get the shot of you in high school?
I was so stoned, I don't remember.
Good answer.
High school was kind of a blur.
What?
Calm down. Shh. Okay, what were you saying, Tim?
Look, the only other county that doesn't have a lot of vote in is Iowa, but look at the population. There's nothing there. That's all I was gonna say. I mean, everything else, we're still waiting. I'm gonna check in. They're still counting in North Carolina, 91% in. Bud is still leading. I think Dixon's going to be defeated in Michigan. They only have 8% of the vote in Detroit counted, but 37% across the rest of the state. So I don't see you're not unseating Whitmer there. What else are we looking at? Kerry Lake is still behind. Blake Masters is still behind. Shapiro was declared the winner, so Shapiro is the governor of Pennsylvania.
Ben Shapiro is the governor of Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Abby Shapiro.
Yeah.
By the way, Abby Shapiro has a long-standing open invitation to come on to Drex's show anytime she wants.
Of course she
does.
does.
I gotta talk to you for a minute. We gotta solve something here. What the fuck show did you guys just do?
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
That was
what?
You know what? Because I'm on a U.S. election stream, I'm going to plead the fifth.
Good answer, honey. Good answer. You gotta leave him alone, Nick. He pleaded the fifth. Pled the fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Hey, bitch, go get me a sandwich.
What can I say? Drex is a degenerate. This is not news to you.
I know.
They're like advertising his stream. I feel like I should go watch that.
Come on, Nick.
I love him. He knows it.
Okay,
you're just jealous that Drex spends more time with his wife than you.
I'm not jealous that Drax did a stream about being attracted to fat women.
I see the facial expression.
Wait.
Ooh, Vivian Kubrick is awesome.
Legal Vices was watching us.
I know. Were you talking about my facial expression?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to have one. I'll take it off.
It's disturbing. You know what? Don't watch it. We didn't get any strikes for that, by the way. Not even for nudity.
There was nudity?
There were fat chicks in lingerie.
Ugh.
Well,
like that's not nudity. That's a war crime.
To the point where, like, there was one image that he made me show. He forced me, Nick, at gunpoint. I was under duress.
To look at a naked fat woman?
Mostly. She had stretched her thong up and over her gunt.
All right,
I hate everything. Okay, you know what? I'm sad I brought it up.
Horrifying. Please don't ever say that again.
If you do, I'll remove you.
That was not.
Back to Wisconsin.
What?
Who's gonna win in Wisconsin? Just tell me the
Wisconsin.
answer.
Let's talk about Wisconsin.
Let's zoom in on Wisconsin. There you go, Chad. I said it again. I mean, it looks good for Johnson. It really does. He's got a very good looking Johnson.
I hate you.
There's no beating Johnson.
You gotta beat that Johnson.
I'll wear that.
I'm glad Mandela Barnes is
Other than
losing.
that, I mean, there's
He was
not really
pretty bad.
much good news, and nothing else has moved in the last bit.
Ooh,
The
I
votes
pick up
trickle
Wisconsin.
in Pennsylvania. So Oz is 1% behind Fetterman. We got.
I think
no
Fetterwoman
results
is
in,
actually going to
Nevada
maybe
yet.
possibly win. Oh
And,
man, don't
I don't
tip
know
me,
why they're not
Farragher.
calling
You're making me want to
Michigan.
go over
Like,
to
it's over.
Infowars.
It's
here.
over.
Because of Vivian James links, bro. Is that why?
Okay, what I'm gonna do is read some super chats here. because we've got some of them that need to get.
I'll just pull this. I can pull this off.
Don't start getting short with your beautiful wife.
I didn't talk about
kids every single day and still manages to want to wear lingerie. Politics blow, but
okay, I'm gonna mute that. I forgot to respond to Garth about what do you call it? Eggnog. So eggnog, I'm really hit or miss on. Some eggnog is really fucking gross. Some of it is really good. I kind of like using eggnog as a coffee creamer sometimes. It's really good like that. And I imagine if you were to make like an eggnog cake of some kind, you could probably make that pretty good. I don't really know for sure though. Yeah, eggnog. I like eggnog. I hate some eggnog though. One time I almost puked from eggnog. Like I drank some, I was like, bleh, and yeah, I came close. Oh, Paper Mario Vivian. Okay, naturally. But yeah, I hope Garth got to hear my response. I forgot all about that. Fuck. He asked me for my input on that, and I feel bad that I kind of sort of. They didn't have any quiet moments with Styx's stream, and this stream's actually more like it has a lot more pauses. I didn't expect that. By pauses, I mean this fucking guy over here.
which is what men should do to women. Guys, MGTOW all the way.
Yeah.
Go monk mode. Leave these thoughts behind.
You have 2 working hands, bros.
Or whatever.
Use them.
Don't think about the Catholic girls. They're awesome. They're awesome.
Okay, let me read some of these. 100-star Chili. Nick, chat is working on Mindsets Rumble. Good Logic YouTube says he will have fast updates from Farron. Refresh your screen to see chat. What does he mean fast updates from Farron?
I don't know.
I don't understand these people. Pledge Fenrir.
God is not a cuck. He just watches everything and enjoys what he enjoys.
I'll tell you one thing.
I think you just described a cock.
I'll tell you one thing.
Shut up, Nick.
Flawless logic. How can I argue with it?
There's no question that God can beat Johnson.
Oh my God.
Andrew, did you make up with Farron? Like, are you guys cool
Wait,
now?
who's fighting with Farron?
I don't have a problem with anybody. She might be mad at me. I don't know. She hasn't told me so.
I didn't think so.
But
I don't know anything. Never mind. I'm staying out of everything.
That was probably one of our 10.5 hours of no tie Bronca just going off on people. 10 out of 10 would do it again.
Listen, I don't know why they invite me on their shows. They've seen me on shows before. No tie.
Oh no.
Then they invite me on and they get all upset. Don't invite me on. It's okay. I won't take it personally. I don't care if I'm on or not. But if you invite me on and you told me to be, don't hold anything back, guess what, motherfucker? I don't hold anything back. So
Drex loved every second of it.
I like his don't give a fuck attitude.
It's fine. I'm just being me. It's okay. Listen, if they are upset, I understand. I understand people have different sensibilities. I don't take it personally. I don't really care, but they can not invite me back, and it's all good. But I'm not mad at anybody. So
yeah.
I don't.
I saw you guys are trying to do a makeup stream on Good Logic. Shout out to Joe.
You guys ever see Joe dressed up like a blueberry?
I don't want to overdo it, but I'm not mad at anybody. So
yeah,
straight up painted himself blue, got drunk, and blacked out on stream. It was really funny.
I had to talk to her for a second. Sorry.
I called him Jay Star near me for a while.
We were having some serious discussion.
This
Sorry.
is very, very
He was cool.
critical discussion.
Did it involve a Baldo?
No. We have
more important than that. Come on now.
Look,
please.
there
is nothing more important than a Baldo.
There's some things in a marriage that you have to agree on, and
we agree on this one.
Yes. Speaking of agreeing, I need to go to the bathroom.
I do too.
Agree on that bullshit?
Only because you're losing your fucking footrest.
I know. It's been really nice.
Okay, can I trust you? Can I
keep them away from your butt, Nick?
I was gonna
say away from your butt.
Can I
Who
trust
is
you?
them?
I'll be right back.
Should be in bed.
Lady Rackets is in charge.
Oh gosh,
Go,
this is never
She
good,
can't-
you guys. You guys just keep talking,
Put
and
in
I'll
ass.
just stand over here and giggle at the locals chat.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah,
Right.
see, I am a great host. I
All
know how
right,
to delegate
now
shit.
that Nick's unplugged, let's do top 5 pieces of lingerie. You
Wait,
go
what?
first.
I love lingerie.
Oh my
Wait.
God.
Stop it.
I heard that. No, I meant Tim. Go first.
Oh, Tim first. Dang
Are
it.
you kidding me, man? I'm poor as hell. I can't buy
Open up the
Oh
I
my
go to
God.
Andrew.
If
I
we're
go to the
actually talking
Sears catalog.
lingerie, Nick signed me up for this thing called Adore Me, and it like sends me lingerie to my sizes. I don't know how often, however often it comes in the mail. It's amazing. And then I try it on. It's kind of like Stitch Fix. You try it on, you send it back if you don't like it, or you keep it and you pay for it, kind of a thing.
Sounds like a fast fashion
I have got
thing.
some really awesome shit. Really great stuff.
I don't believe you. I think you're bullshitting us.
Oh, heavens no. If Nick would let me post in locals. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, like swimsuits, lingerie, sleepwear, like loungewear kind of things. I mean, if you're being like a total fag and you don't want to impress your man, you know, you could wear loungewear.
So did you buy anything like that for Nick? Is there an equivalent?
You know, I don't know if there's an equivalent.
There is.
I should look.
For your man? Some of the
For my
little
man?
saucy pants?
I shouldn't even tell you. He's going to be so mad at me. Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
We went to, so I love to frequent sex
Remember,
stores
this
and
is
lingerie
recorded.
stores. I know. I love to remember this is recorded. I love you too. We like to frequent sex stores. You know,
It's just us.
he's talked about this in the past. But so the other day we went to a store. Actually, we went to four stores in a row. I got some great things. He got one thing, and it's legit a wreath. A wreath. Christmas wreath. With a ball and a bow. But the ball doesn't ring. I have to, like, you know, put a little BB in there. I gotta put a BB in it so it actually jingles. But it's it's a thong with a wreath. Think about it.
So,
What the fuck are you doing?
You know, in my country, we attach
So, Nick,
poppies.
that was the smart move, Nick. You should have just beat on the floor right on your desk.
Oh my God.
So let's check in on the Johnson.
No, we don't need to. We just talked about the cock, the wreath. I mean, I started saying cock.
No kidding. We heard you. Jesus Christ.
I think I need to go to the bathroom. I'll put that back.
Yeah, John Kennedy won in Louisiana, 64% of the vote.
I didn't need any more. I'm going to go to the restroom.
Wow, number 2 got 17%.
Good night, Lady Brackets.
They had multiple Democrats.
She'll allegedly be back.
Yeah.
What a weird election.
You know, it might actually be the switch around from. Do you remember that second debate stream that you got blackout drunk and?
I've
Drex
never
and
been
Ty,
drunk on a stream ever.
Yeah, sure. Drex and Ty had to finish your show because you couldn't use the stairs.
Ty Beard was great, dude.
I could use the stairs. I couldn't get up off the bathroom floor.
He's great when he's not ranting about that sci-fi series all the time.
It was rough look. Do you think Lady Rackets is going to end the night like that?
What's it called again?
You think you could be carrying her up the stairs to?
She's fine. I've had to carry her up more stairs than our house has. Because she tore her ACL and MCL when we were in college, and I had to carry her up and down 4 flights of fucking stairs because she lived on the her dorm was on the 4th floor of the building. Go for Big Guy 911. Hey Nick, I'd like to a toast to my friend Krista Knudsen for winning her race in Minnesota House 5A. Keep your eye on her. Barris and Barnes PAC might be backing her CD run in 2024. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. And let me do that. Vices says, please tell me it's called the urethra thong. You cannot leave women in charge of a single damn thing on the planet. It all goes to shit immediately the second you do.
I don't know. I think we need one in charge of decorating Drex's house.
The 19th was a mistake.
I don't think you're going to get an argument on this stream. I like that you say that, like that's some sort of controversial stance. Do you know who you're talking to?
It's not controversial. It's just a fact. Okay, here we go. Let me give a quick toast to Krista Knudsen. Such a Minnesotan name.
Wonder if she's
can
related
you
to Frederick
imagine a
Knudsen.
more Minnesota name than Krista Knudsen? Yeah,
Michelle Fishbach.
Frederick
That
Nixon
she's
is that
she winning? Can you
into the
check?
rabbit hole guy?
Yeah, I'll look up real quick.
She's Michelle Fishbach is in like my town. Oh yeah, she's very much ahead right now.
I'm gonna sprint over to the bathroom.
Here's the type
I do
of
intend on
asshole
playing
I am.
video games tonight. One more stream
My
later.
congressman, Michelle Fishbach, called me and left a message to ask like for me to talk. I just never returned the phone call. I don't know why you're a fucking Fed. You're calling me. I don't want to talk to you. What the hell is this?
You had a congressperson call you and you just yeah.
I think they're aware that I have like some sort of show. You know, they've never watched it if they're actually calling. Like, listen, woman.
Wait a second. You had a politician on your show before. I forget who.
I've had a couple, but yeah, it's like, you know, if you're calling me, you have no idea. I'm like we do Baldo reviews and stuff around here.
Nick, did I tell you? I can't remember if it was you today, but I told someone today. Earlier this week, I got an email from a Catholic school in Texas asking me to come and speak to the school.
It's so good. So good.
It's like, have you seen me on YouTube?
The answer is no.
Hey, send them to Drex's show. Oh, we flipped another house seat. Nice.
Okay, so let me do this real quick. To Krista Knudsen, congrats on winning your race in Minnesota House 5A. Please be a Republican with enough sense to take a pro-legalization of marijuana stance. Like, please, you guys will start winning elections that you're losing over and over and over if you just stop being the way you are. And then let's talk about the real thing. Lower the fucking taxes. Lower the taxes. I don't care if you have to murder the entire Democrat Party. Lower the taxes. Don't let them vote. Whatever you have to do, lower the taxes. Just lower the taxes. Andrew, how's taxation in your state on income?
Gets worse every year. We become more California every year.
What's the top marginal rate?
I have no fucking idea. That's what I pay an accountant for. I have no idea. My job is to make a bunch of money, and then we pay the taxes we're supposed to pay, and that's it.
That's what I have to do too, but I would like them to be less than like 12% on the state, please.
God. Oh, we pay more. We pay a shitload more than that. Oh,
no, I don't think the Colorado marginal rate's higher than Minnesota's hard.
No, I'm sure it's not, but all the bullshit combined, it's
yeah.
All I know is that all my relatives who think I'm a shitbag earn less every year collectively than I pay in taxes every year.
Oh,
so, fuck you.
What a dick.
So, Nick, you know those shirts that Drex sometimes wears? The No German Shepherds, the Thought Patrol?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so we sell those out of...
Oh, you fucker. Andrew, I've got bones to pick with you, you piece of shit. Sorry, go ahead. You sell those?
Yeah, so...
What did I do?
I can tell you.
We paid $2 in Minnesota state taxes last year because just those shirts that we sell within the state.
Okay, Andrew, the state income tax rate of Colorado is 4.5%.
No, but we have a lot of county and local taxes. So it's more like 10% per locality. Like where I live, it's about 10%.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking income tax.
Income tax.
We have a very low income tax because of a constitutional amendment that was passed. So they make it up in 1,000 other ways. They make it up in the sales tax. They make it up in your vehicle tax. They make it up in your business tax. They make it up in all the ways that the constitutional amendment does not restrain. But we have something called the Tabor Amendment in Colorado that says you can only raise the income tax for the state by the inflation and population. But all the other taxes and fees go through the fucking roof to make.
Oh yeah, so cute. They do that in Minnesota too, but the tax rate is 9.85%.
Yeah. So when I moved to Colorado, our car was like a $3,000 Chrysler minivan piece of garbage.
I'm gonna kill this.
It was worth.
There we go. I don't want to hear about them talk about taxes and shit like that. This is an election stream night, so I am going to call it a night on this stream. Do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to see? You got any requests, suggestions, anything like that? Let me close this tab here. Something taxes, blah blah blah. If you guys have any requests at all, I could do, honestly, while we were watching that last bit there, I was installing Killing Floor, which I used to love. It would be the first Killing Floor game, not the fucking sequel, because I don't want to support their microtransaction-y shit after they ousted Gibson. Traitors. It would be the original Killing Floor, which I'm really good at, and I'd like to show off my skills ores, but I'm really rusty. It's been a few years, especially since I hit it in my Steam... What do you call it? Steam... Library. I forgot the word library. I've been watching stuff for a long time tonight. Anyways, post any requests in chat or something. I'm gonna call it a night. This has been a really good night. Red wave, baby, hell yeah. Hopefully things improve. With the red wave effectively happening. I mean, we're gonna see the gas prices skyrocket a good bit. You're gonna see inflation shoot up a little bit further. It's gonna be a rough bit, but we're gonna start to see the tide kind of turning gradually as the effects of the election start to impact policies and stuff. Hopefully the attacks on the energy sector will reduce and things will get better, but we'll fucking see, Oh, well. All right. It's been nice. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna play one round of some game. I'm gonna call it a night on this particular stream though, and I'm gonna schedule a second one, I think. Yeah. Chat's dead, so I'm gonna assume we're good. I guess I'll link it in Discord. If anyone wants to join our Discord, the Discord link is in my YouTube description. It's been a long night. The Discord link is in my YouTube profile. Adults only, though. There are anime boobs, and obviously there are offensive, disagreeable things in my chat, whatever. Looking over here, the little announcement. Good. All right. Later, guys. Hit that like button, by the way. Or don't. You good. Peace.